Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Monday. It's 1 p.m. Holy mackerel, we're all locked down. What's going on out there? Hey, let's talk about the Hirschbach corporate jet today. I have some stock price updates. It's always fun to do that. There's a 23 truck pileup in Wyoming. Can you believe that? Are you getting more miles? They're still going to do the road check May 5 to 7. They are still doing it. It's still on. They said they're not going to be stopped by nothing. So they're going to go on. With that, the ATA wants some less hours of service, but most of their companies don't use it. So, and there's also Peterbilt recall, which we can talk about that, and many other things are going on, as always, and of course your calls, which I don't take calls. So, there you go with that. So, welcome everybody to Trucking Answers. I hope everybody's doing good, hunkering down. Orlando Flyboy was first in with the screenshot. On Wednesday, Michael Muller, very close, so close. Misty and Wild Bill fought it out today. I appreciate everybody being here early today. That was good. Who all is here today? Oh, Fleet Nav Systems is off on a meeting. Thanks for coming. Michael Cole, what's going on? 4 hours of waiting. I love it. Jason, hello. What's happening? Columbia, George, you're still allowed to work. That might change. Yeah, we just got locked down here. Ryan, what's happening out there? James Faust is here today. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. Al Johns is here. Let's see what is going on. Wilbon 79. Hello there. The President, George H.W. Bush. I hope you can guide us through these troubling times. That would be very good today. I would appreciate it very much if you would do that for us. Chris Streeper is here. I do get to play Lockdown. Yes, that's true. We just got through April 7th here. No going outside. They said, if you don't mind, please stay in your home. Kim English, happy Wiener Day. Yes, it's Roller Wiener. I always forget about that. This is not what you see anymore in the stores, though, is it? You can't see this anymore. Many of you have been sending Wiener pictures in, and I appreciate that. Of course, I always appreciate you sending pictures in of Wieners, but sometimes there's no Wiener. It's just rollers without a Wiener, and that's what you say is really disappointing, I will say. Believe me. All right, so the Healthy Highwayman is here. What's happening? UFOs are no joke. I agree with you. This does make up for 200 years of pollution. I wish it did make up for 200 years of pollution. That'll teach us a good lesson, won't it? Trucking with Otis, you made it. Charlie is here. Yeah, less traffic. At least there's less traffic, right? You don't have to deal with any of that. So that's good. Is that the only thing to eat is a roller wiener? Yes, but you can't find them anymore. And apparently sometimes you have to have the clerk get your wiener for you. You have to go up to the clerk. How embarrassing is that? And ask him to go get you a wiener. Wow, that's like when you used to go in the back of the video store. Stephen Taylor's here. Wisconsin's closing. Oh, yeah, Michigan also. So also Michigan. Some of you have been sending in your letters that your companies are giving you as well, that you're part of the elite class that still gets to work. Isn't that great? Wish the government would... The government came out today and said, oh, how great it is when drivers are helping us and everything. Why don't they pay us? How about that? Who's old enough to remember chickenpox parties? Anybody think it's easier at this point? Yeah, I do remember. My mom didn't take me to one because I already got chickenpox. But I do remember those parents would get their kids together so that they could all get sick from the chickenpox. I love it. Right. That is what they used to do. And then you'd get your Coca-Cola syrup as a remedy. So that was really good. Remember Coca-Cola syrup that would stay in the refrigerator, and that was by prescription. And it was basically the syrup that they made Coke with at the fountain. Jeanette heading home, can't stand another Porta-John. Yeah, some of them are not great, but hey, at least you're getting that. I'm getting a lot of people writing in that aren't even getting that, and I don't like that at all. I mean, come on, people. They're gonna at least give us a bathroom. Oh, we need all your stuff. Oh, right. Speaking of toilet paper. Look what I got here, right? I got 12 of these delivered today. That is over 2 miles of toilet paper. So each one of these is 1,000 feet, and I have 12 of them. So delivered. Besides and I'm keeping a toilet paper count up there, 26 other rolls that I already have. So I should be all set. I ordered those from Staples. How about that? Yeah, it was easy. I'll tell you. Florida loads are 90,000 pounds now. Oh, okay, good. I saw some states relaxing that, but it needs to go nationwide. You can't have a state in the middle that doesn't give you the overage. How's it going? Food delivery slow today? You'd think it would be fast. I'll tell you this. I went to Meijer Saturday morning, and there were at least 200 people in line before they opened, all crowded around with each other. So Seeing drivers use the bathroom and not wash their hands, now it's not a good situation. Now everybody's watching you, right? You go out and, everybody's watching everybody else. The shocker, hello. Johnny Hall, hello. Even the I-8 and 10 are light and easy. Yeah, well, at least we have that benefit. Of course, eventually when people can't get to their job, they're not going to be buying anything. Misty, you're in your extreme upper 40s? Oh, you got a few years on me then. Running hard to resupply the stores. Willie, I appreciate it. Keep everything stocked up out there for me. The barbecue trucker. Hello, Mark. Hello, what's happening? I do appreciate you doing that. Eventually, though, if people don't work, nobody's going to be supplying anything. George Costanza, you're in the DG in Lebanon, Missouri, Dollar General. Unloading 800 boxes of toilet paper. Plenty for everyone. I know. I got plenty here. 2 miles. I estimate this would last the rest of the year. All the toilet paper that I have here. We support our roller wieners. Please keep the supply chain going. I agree. And I'll be giving this to some of the wife's kids live about 30 miles south of here. They can't find any. So that's why I bought that box of it, to take some down there and supply them with it. So Loves is making coffee and serving the they serve the soda too now? I thought you just couldn't use your own cup. Time to buy silver. Oh, regular silver or colloidal silver. Hello from Frederick, Maryland. Hello. 4 hours, Michael Cole waiting and have rejected food. I have to wait on safety to see where to take it. That was always that most aggravating part of refrigerated. It was something got rejected. If it was small, they'd let you just do whatever you want. But half a load, what am I supposed to do with half a load of strawberries or whatever? Hi-Fi Trucker just started 34 near Houston. All right. That's good. What's the temperature? I bet it didn't snow there like it did here. Yikes. It was still snowing as of a little bit ago. Hello from Grayling, Michigan. Lock 'em up. Yeah, down. I know. Everything is closed. Greetings from solitary confinement. Oh, that's correct here. We're doing the same thing here. So, and let's see. Last 3 weeks I've been nonstop running. Stephen Taylor. Beer to Rochester, St. Cloud, back to Rochester. Is beer considered a something that people need? I've been unloading pallets of water and toilet paper. I know it's coming back to the stores, but I ordered this last week. I thought, I'm just going to order this from Staples and I won't have any problems. They had them at the Loves in California. How about taco picks for us taco lovers? That's true. That's usually on Tuesday, but yeah, that's true. This was sent to me by an astute viewer, so let's see if I can get that. Every day is taco day. That's true. Tyson will let me work until March 31st. They're paying you, so you'll take it. Oh, that's nice. Some people are being paid, and then some people wrote in. One person was in the entertainment field, and they haul shows around. They're like, we're off indefinitely, no pay. So that's not great. God bless truck drivers. We're just doing our job. Somebody said that too. Truck drivers were heroes. I don't know. I'm not buying into that part of it. Hopefully truckers will finally understand. Where did we go off to here? I lost my spot. I lose my spot a lot for people that are here, that are new to the show, because I'm not like Jay at Auto Transport Intel, the broadcasting professional. We'll finally understand when the full realm of power we will hold if we just stand together. Oh yeah, now's your time if you wanted to do something. D-Boy, 611, Pritzker put shelter in place for Illinois. Yes, Illinois, also all states across here. Charlie Ray's Coca-Cola syrup. Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember Coca-Cola? Am I the only one that had Coca-Cola syrup? It was by prescription. I remember that being in the fridge. My mom would go get that. Hi-Fi Trucker. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. What's going on? I hope it's going good over there for you and you're not sheltering in your truck in place. That's the thing on the road. You might have to shelter in place in your truck. So that isn't great. Hello from Great Plains Transport, Joe Ritchie. Hello, Great Plains Transport, the trucking company that fills your truck with food when you go to work there. So, D-Boy 611, good afternoon. It's good to see you. Jeffrey Herring, good afternoon. I hope you're doing good over there today. I bet I have more toilet paper than you now. 2 miles of toilet paper. I love it. 2 miles. I have a whole case of that. It came by the case. Traffic is still busy as usual. I'll tell you, on Saturday when I was out to the store and that, there was very little traffic. I was really surprised. Hi, Mark. Did raise the speed limit. It was flying. No, everybody's just trying to beat everything around. They didn't raise the limits yet. Who remembers the Hong Kong flu? The second wave killed more than the first. That I don't remember. I don't remember the Hong Kong flu. That's a lot of boot scoot. Yeah, no doubt. Right. Truckin' right. Love your info. Mac Jr. Truck. Thank you very much. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate everybody coming in here today. especially in this going on. 2 miles must be long. Well, you never know when the next time you're going to be able to get out is. So I thought I'm going to order this because people went crazy. Nobody was thinking about staples. I know the power have cars are sometimes more courteous. Now people are waving at you, but believe me, this is going to be short-lived. So as soon as everything goes back to normal, people will hate all of us again. Serve your country, drivers. You are the best. We do appreciate that. Meyer still had heads of lettuce. I know. They were packed full of cabbage. Lettuce, produce, all that was there. No toilet paper, milk, eggs, cheese. All gone. Cottage cheese, all that row gone. No bread. No cleaning supplies, very little water and soda, chips, all that stuff gone. All the produce, everything's still there. That stuff was in there. Michigan, Ohio, 90,000. Good. Good, they should, but then other states aren't doing it. It needs to be just nationwide so we can get over it. Well, Bill, who do I drive for? Well, for people that are new to the show, as I look at the clock, I don't tell people who I drive for, and that keeps them out of my videos, even if we're on lockdown. And, also, I don't recruit for them like probably 75% of drivers simply recruit for their company on YouTube. I don't do that. Let them go get their own drivers. Holy mackerel. So that's how I handle that over here. Amazon's only shipping food, water, medical supplies. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know whatever. I thought all these people are going to have to park their 1988 FLDs on the side of the road somewhere. Last week I waited at a church in Dwight in Pennsylvania to close for close to 6 hours. Of course, no pay. Why did you wait at a church for 6 hours? Let's ask you about that. Hey, Mark, how about doing a toilet paper roll giveaway like the Bluetooth? Yeah, except they, because of the closure, I don't think the stores, I can ship it out yet until April. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, thanks, Wild Bill. Georgia Pacific got me hauling a lot of toilet paper. They said they're making it like crazy down there. No toilet, Randall Stevens, no toilet paper here, just installed a bidet. I told the wife, I said that's why we should have a bidet, because then you wouldn't have this problem. But it's nice to have food stamps right now. Not really, not if there's no food. And believe me, there's going to be a ton of people on it. Indiana, if you saw the governor, I watched him at noon, we had 50,000 people apply for unemployment in the last week. Okay, so it's going to get better before it gets worse. No griping at people on assistance right now because there's just so many people getting out of work. I know a number of people that have been laid off indefinitely. They work in the hospitality, and they said, hey, just don't bother coming back. We don't know when we'll call you. 9 cases of pork butt and 1 case of pork loin. Even I can't eat all that. I don't know what I would do with all of it. Amazon workers are going to be quarantined to their workstations. From what they say, it's not a great place to work inside there. Remember Seinfeld episode in the men's room with Poppy? Jerry said Poppy's a little sloppy. I remember the one with Elaine where she couldn't get her squares, which they should play again. I just need 4 squares. Remember that one? Oh my gosh. Anybody figure out how to use 3 seashells yet? Asking for a friend. That's going to be the next how-to video coming out. Can't lose with a hot, wet rag the Roman way. I was at the DMV last Friday and a man coughed one time into his sleeve. 2 security guards walked and asked him if he was sick. He said no, that he was a longtime smoker. They escorted him out. See, that's the thing. It's like, you're like marked. If you just make any kind of weird noise or whatever, everybody's looking around waiting. That does, holy moly. Only 1 restaurant open across North Dakota from Fargo. A lot of them are being closed. That's not right, okay? Isn't a hero a sandwich? Came English. Yes. I don't think drivers are heroes in this. To me, a hero is somebody who does something that's generally beyond their capability, people think, and is not their job to do. A fireman saves somebody in a house, that's their job. I run in a house and save somebody, I'm a hero. That's not my job to do it. So, and I don't know what I'm doing. So that's the difference. We deliver stuff all the time. So I think delivering during this is just part of what we do. Currently rolling out to Vancouver and Seattle, Washington, Paul. But from where? Where are we rolling out from? While boarding a plane last week, a lady sneezed and they had the police escort her off the plane. Comfortable man. That's crazy. Texas traders from the Houston Oil Company hourly employees have been given a 0-hour weekly schedule. No pay, but you get to keep your health insurance. Well, I guess that's something. Some people aren't even getting that. George H.W. Bush, remember the Coca-Cola syrup? Right. It was by prescription. And your doctor would get it, and your mother would give it to you in a tablespoon. That's how I remember getting it. Clay Doll Zeus from Atlanta. Be safe out there. Yes, no, Dustin, we handle business Ever seen a teacher strike in the middle of school year? Never works out as good as it could have. Right. Low traffic but crazier drivers. How does that work? Well, everybody's all nervous now. You go outside and people are all looking around. They're all standing 10 feet behind it. A woman did that to me at Meijer when I was getting the paper. And I'm up there at the register, and she's way back, way back. And so I noticed her, and so she was just standing there looking at me. As soon as I got my receipt and turned out to walk out, I watched her step up to put her stuff on the cart thing, and I stepped back to ask the guy, did I have any coupons? And she stepped back all horrified. I thought it was super hilarious. Super. I couldn't stand it. Sometimes I amuse myself with small things like that. Hi, Mark. Almost in Omaha, Nebraska. Robert. All right. What's going out to Omaha? Are we delivering there? When will we be back to normal? Oh, when will the trucking be back to normal? Fall. I mean, there's all kinds of businesses closed that are going to take forever to ramp up. Subaru here by me finally closed. Wabash here's closed. I think Caterpillar's still open, though. So they'll probably close in a couple days. It's going to take a while. The barbecue trucker 35 years ago, you could buy a soda machine for home from a company called Swans. You could order Coke syrup and others. Oh, and make your own like that? I remember, you're dating me, when you used to put a quarter in and a cup would come down, and the water and the mix would come into it and make soda. Yikes. If we could all just band together and refuse to move for one day, yeah, but that doesn't solve anything. I'm never for that. It has to be company by company. Take it easy on us FLD operators. My 92 is still working. Hopefully it's in good shape. The ones that haul Amazon trailers, I mean, is there some reason that you have to buy trucks that used to be in the war effort and paint them? I mean, they're horrible. A lot of them are horrible looking. Big luck. First time listener. Enjoy the vids. Good work. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in the live show. I appreciate it. FLD's a tank. I had one with an N14 Plus, but you don't see them on the road much anymore. Red top N14. How do you turn cauliflower into toilet paper? In a few weeks, people are going to be finding that out. Ace Hardware has me pretty busy through all this. Really? Well, I guess people can do home repairs and stuff since they're all home. George Wilson liked the FLD 120s. Yeah, back then, right? Hold the handle and use the brush. Yikes. Alexandra, what's going on? What's happening over there? What horrible place are you parked today? Minneapolis. All right. Hey, Michael Watts, what's happening? Corning, California has limited their essential items to 2 per person. I saw that in the store. They have a lot of limited things. You can only get so many things. S. Isaac, screenings from the Northwoods of Wisconsin on Lakeside, deer and bear are looking delicious. Well, hopefully you have enough food where you don't have to be doing that. I have a fever and throat is starting to feel scratchy. I'm initiating virus scan here to take this time off, buddy, and trim that beard. Yeah, can't get a haircut, but beard trim, yeah, but all the hair cutting places are closed. Mark the Spark, what's up? Hey, what's happening? Nice to see people see this as a job and not a lifestyle. I think it's a job to me. A lot of people say lifestyle. I never got into that. It's work that they pay you for. So, I mean, a lifestyle is something you do all the time. And I don't know, maybe some people are drivers all the time. Like when you're off work, you're still, in the driver mode. No one has attempted to pick my pocket in weeks. Yeah, that'll cut down on crime. Alexandra got a Volvo this week. Oh, a new one, I hope. The big sleeper. Run smoothly. So is it all Volvos that have the Volvo engine and the Volvo, I think they call it iShift or whatever, iDrive? Oh, that's a great transmission. Walmart DCs are lined up worse than their normal mess. Oh, somebody sent a picture of trucks lined up for like 2 miles of trucks to get into these places. So you're getting all this time, this extra time you can drive, and then you get there and it takes you 3 days to get unloaded. In a way, you look like you'd be related to RVT, no pun intended. Hey, you never know. Well, if we go back far enough. Hauling coal to keep the lights on, fundamentally Mormon. Supervisor at the coal mines talking about shutting down. I think it's a rumor. Well, coal mines, we're going to shut down too. Wild Bill drove a Volvo for a few years and loved it. I really like him. It's probably after Western Star, that would be my choice. But most places won't give you a Western Star. Once took Creepy Joe. Hey, what's going on? Once toilet paper is depleted, newspapers will come back in the spotlight for many people. Yeah, that's something. Who was it? One newspaper? They printed 8 extra pages for people. Alexander's near Nashville, headed to Chicagoland again. Well, you'll get up here, at least the snow will have melted. Jamal, can a company deny you employment because of a bad experience with one company, even though the bad wasn't DOT recordable? Yeah, I mean, look, as I was saying, I'm not an attorney, but yeah, they don't have to hire you no matter what. So they don't really need a reason. They're just not hiring you. So absolutely, they can deny you employment. Yep. Picked up in Carrollton, Georgia. Oh, what do we get out of Georgia? Little Arizona. Anyone else having problems getting medication that is RX'd? I almost had to leave without them. You mean mailed or prescribed? I thought you can go to through the drive-thru, right? CVS and that has sent messages that you can get through the drive-thru and everything. That shouldn't be too much issue. You can also have it delivered. Give some crap companies a quarantine. Right. That's what I say. I picked up you picked up yours at CVS, Misty. All right. So they're still open. That's what they're saying, is those kind of places were going to remain open even here in Indiana. A company can deny you employment for any reason they want as long as you're not a protected class. No matter, well, you can be a protected class. They just can't deny you employment because of the protected class, right? They can't say, you're a woman, we're not hiring you. But they can just say, we're not hiring you. So, yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, they can use that, or they can just not hire you. Just work into just go to the next place. I always have problems getting scripts, but use the VA. Right. That can be a disappointing experience from what people tell me. Sitting on Fontana, it's actually peaceful. Wow. Alexander, it's got the Cummins and a 760, and it's got 545,000. Holy mackerel, it's time to turn that in. I thought you were getting a new truck. Used to cough to cover my fart. Now I fart. Right. Now people would rather you did that. Oh, good. It has only been at Taco Bell. Great. You know, people are happy about that. All drivers for received hazard pay. Some companies are doing it, all right? People have wrote in. Swift is paying extra money. Bar None is paying extra money. So there are actually companies. Look, Swift is one of the first ones to step up and say, hey, we're going to give drivers bonuses and stuff. There are companies doing it. Kroger's giving their people $300 extra. So, yeah, some companies are doing that. The barbecue truck or the H-E-B grocery store in Central Texas have limited some items to one. They also have footprints on the floor 6 feet apart. Oh, nice. That's why. I walked by the deli and there are X's on the floor, and I wonder what those are for. Oh, it's so people stand on the X and they stay 6 feet from each other. Good fartness. Now they have to safe trip in the Netherlands. Volvos are great. I can read my Bible using only the check engine light. Oh, that's good. But that one, this Volvo here has a Cummins, so... WW2 style out of TP. Use socks, then wash accordingly. Well, all right. I think I'm good at 2 miles. Slaughtered chickens. Alexandra, yikes. For the truly independent, not lease purchase owner operators, trucking is most definitely a lifestyle. Is it? Is it though? I mean, is it? Is it 20? A lifestyle is all the time, right? Even when you're not in the truck. So maybe it is for you. Maybe it is. I've always said for me, it's a job, right? I never got into the trucking is a lifestyle thing. Is it safe to go home or stay on the road? I got home time coming up and I'm scared to go home. I'd rather be home personally, because what if you went somewhere and you get, you get stuck out? I don't know. What if you got sick somewhere? You'd have to get a motel or something. 14 days at a motel somewhere else. I don't know. Was it the Meyer DC in Newport, Michigan? I appreciate you filling that back up for me. In Philadelphia, they're excusing petty crimes. They will issue a summons for court. If you don't show, a warrant will be issued. Oh, right. So no jail time. They're releasing some people from prison on what they call smaller crimes here. My pharmacy needed 2 days to fill. My diabetes meds were back ordered. Oh, she can only get a partial. Lily, Arizona. I never thought about a prescription. I guess people, since they cleaned out the grocery stores, they probably went in and cleaned out the prescription as well. Dustin, I used to live on Man Road in Kentucky in Indianapolis. I think I know where that is, right? Isn't that exit 8 down there, Kentucky Avenue? Off of the bypass? I'm doing Walgreens accounts. I've been running a boatload of overflow loads, Misty. That's good. I saw that you were on extra board start. But since you get a guaranteed pay, you're all set. JB Hunt is paying $500 extra, Kim. Okay, there's another one. $500 for drivers that are working. So, ironically, it's the companies that many people don't like so far have been the first ones to step up and say, we're going to give drivers extra for this. So I think that's really great of them. Any Newport 0600 appointment and 9:30 and loaded at 18:30. Right. All frozen loads were waiting due to priority. I know. So, but that's not too far from normal. There's a whole break right there. I'm sure people log it like that. Luca is checking in, made a pickup bill in Levittown. Swift is giving 20 cents a week for hazard pay. Really? I didn't read that. I don't remember if the person wrote that they were giving money. Alexander, I asked for a truck with no autonomous features. Oh, okay. So that's why it's older. It doesn't have any autonomy like our Plus.ai truck. I heard rumors that the logistics CEOs unloaded on the public on a way to increase lumper fees. Are lumper fees up or something this week? Are they hosing people on lumper fees? Joshua, Amazon sent you an email stating that curfew or shelter-in-place guidance by some states does not apply to Amazon operations, will continue to serve the communities. Yeah, they have said that if you order from them, they'll ship it. You're getting your stuff. So, although this toilet paper came from Staples, Amazon didn't have anything. So, Staples shipped no problem. Market Fresh Express is a good company to consider in Portland, Oregon. Joe at Joe's Roller Wiener Emporium is working on Roller Wiener hand sanitizer and Roller Wiener toilet paper. We'll keep you updated. Yeah, it's in the bottle is in the shape of a gigantic roller wiener, and so you just squeeze it and the stuff comes out of it. Hey Mark, I'm late. Sorry I'm late. I do have my wiener in my hand ready to go. I appreciate that. It's good for 24 hours, 24/7. Trucking Journeys is here. As far as I know, Smith isn't offering any extra pay for the virus. That stinks. The company should at least do as good as Swift does. James, is that on top of the 5 cents they already get on pay for being an employee of the company? That would be nice. What is Prime doing? I've only heard about these few, but it's the mega carriers. The ATA came out and said this week, hey, we want this hours of service. We'd like even more hours of service. But most of their companies are not letting people run over their hours. You've been out since February 17th and you'll be out till May 7th. All right. Shelter in place is a suggestion. It's not being enforced. They did say in Indiana, they've always said, look, this is what we want you to do. We don't want to have to enforce it. So that's true. It is a suggestion, but it's a good suggestion. If you stay inside, you can't transmit anything. No hazard pay for personal work who can't work from home. That's, some companies are paying it. Better rates this week, 2,100 miles to Washington, getting 225 both ways, already booked, man. I've heard from other owner-operators as well that the rates have gone up. Shop personnel are high risk, huh? Pelosi produced 1,156 pieces of toilet paper. My customer is Staples. We're busy. All right. Yeah, well, I appreciate you getting my stuff here. I ordered it on the 19th, and here it came today. Trucking Journeys. Unfortunately, the Flying J loves to stop serving roller wieners. I was unable to procure one. I've heard that. Many people have sent pictures of sad-looking empty roller wiener machines. And for a while, I thought you just had to ask them to get your wiener for you. But apparently, you can't get one no matter what. Aaron says Crete has no pay, either extra pay or hazard pay. Maybe suggest it to him. Is there a Qualcomm message for suggestions? Market Express, that's Wilson Logistics. I drive for their Jim Palmer division, which is Wilson, right? Don't have complaints. Yeah, Jim Palmer is part of the Wilson, and they're all part of, they're testing this name of it, which I can't think of at the moment, right, for autonomy. So we're abiding by the normal hours of service. It's a liability. That's what the companies are saying. And then the ATA comes out to the government and says, hey, these hours, we need even more hours. Put a taco in your mouth instead and you're yummy, Misty. That is a very good suggestion, I would say. Meanwhile, the DOT is still preparing to do the Blitz. Yes, I have that here, May 5th. And I even put a thing up for this, too. How about this? I did all fancy today because I got up early today. And now I can't find it, of course. Oh, there it is. How about this? Blitz May 5 to 7. They're looking for driver qualification, meaning driver's license and that kind of stuff, although they'll get everything. And they just said recently, yeah, we're on. We're not stopping anything. So as of right now, that is good to go. So be sure to be ready for that. Came home on Saturday for my dad's heart surgery. Oh, are they going to do it? Surgeon just called. He's on the 2-week quarantine. He went to Bahamas. He was going to be off all week. Now I'm going back out tomorrow. Ugh. Why is a doctor going to the Bahamas when this has been going around for a while? Alexandra, you miss the World Wieners. I know. What is going on? There's no way anything could live on the outside of one of those things. So Misty came close to exceeding 14. Will they let you exceed it? I mean, will that company allow it, or do they want you to maintain the hours of service? They've told us, look, maintain hours of service, and that's what almost every place that anybody has told me has said. Local city near Seattle, Edmonds, Everett are on lockdown. Well, they've all basically said, look, stay home. We don't want to have to arrest anybody. I think because it'd be really bad publicity. Last time I asked someone to get my wiener, I got married. Coronavirus is the least of the worries inside a roller wiener. Yeah, look, nothing can live on those. Al Johns, you're just a romantic. Watch out for DJ trucks out of Romulus. They require you to sign papers allowing them to fine you for many things. I refused and called an Uber. It's comfortable, and yeah, a lot of these places have you sign all this stuff. Read everything. Because some states require you to sign in advance, and so they just make you sign it, and then you're surprised when you get your check. Absolutely read everything, and if you can't, have them send you the stuff in advance when you go to look at a new company. The scales being opened really makes you mad and makes no sense. They're still enforcing, as much as they can, the rules. Still delivering residential windows. Are they essential? I don't think so, right? I don't think they would be. DOT blitz is a big money grab. That's what it is all the time with this or any other time. They're going to try to do it as much as they can. Nice bracelets. Yeah. Who's had these on right at a DOT checkpoint? That's not something you want. Yikes. But the blitz does go on. And so if you have glasses, you have to have them on, all that kind of stuff. That's what they're looking for. Margaret Anderson, I am Wild Bill's wife. Well, hello. Thank you for being here. I just want to say thank you to all the truckers out there. We appreciate that. And the personnel who are helping them. Thank you also to first responders, medical staff, and the cashiers. Yeah, it's the people that don't get a lot of love that are out working now that everybody is happy to see. And thank you for coming on and saying that. I appreciate seeing you on here. S. Isaacs, owner up, I used to drive with, called me and asked me to come back. Sweeten the deal. 13 speed. Very nice. 284 miles. New freight shaker. Considering it. Well, that's pretty nice. That'd be a nice truck anyway. How would you go about telling your company you want to stay home until this thing blows over so you can get a bonus? How do you get a bonus if you stay home? That's the problem. I don't know if companies would allow you to stay home or not. We can exceed, but it's not happening to the drivers in our routes. Okay, so they're going to allow it, but they'll probably try to not have you do it because the more they go over it, and if you have an accident, the bigger problem they have explaining that later. Because, the hammer, he's all about, he'll be on top of that. He's on top of the trucks on the billboards. You're self-quarantining by fishing on the lakes in Central Florida. As long as you stay 6 feet away from the fish. My cousin does Dollar General for Hogan. Called me this morning, said only clock they got to use is 14-hour. They said disregard 70 hours and drive your whole 14. So Hogan is like all about working more. Theoretically, then, you make more in the theory, right? Healthy Highwayman, the scales were open in Kentucky. Kentucky's had a lot of problems down there with that, too. Drivers should stop complaining. It's called job security. Depends who you haul for and what you're doing. Like I said, this person that hauls entertainment, they're out of work maybe for till the fall. They don't know because all the concerts and that have been postponed. So it depends what you haul. If you haul around a non-essential product also, you may be off for weeks and it may be slow for months. Just shows your job not important as the rest of us moving. That's true, right? Some people they don't consider. I deliver electrical transformers, Robert and Amanda. I assume those will be essential even in the crisis. Yeah, you need power, right? Union Pacific, a big boy fan. Thank you, truck drivers. Even me, Mark. Well, look, I'll take it. You're quite welcome. I'm not part of the relief effort, really, but I appreciate that. Stanley, what's up, Mark? I'm traveling through Arkansas, headed to Southern California. All right, do you have a load that is essential? Last year, it seemed like the blitz lasted 2 months. They slipped a few extra in last year. Really, they had extras that just popped up. I didn't even know about them. So there were extra ones that came up. Hopefully they won't do that, at least for the next month or so. Just turned in all my stuff getting concealed carry. Times will be getting pretty hard. Oh, they talked about that too. In Indianapolis, the gun stores are selling out of guns. Everybody went to buy a gun. That is social distancing. And I think it should be called physical distancing rather than social. People should stay connected on social because sometimes it's the only way to stay connected. One of the stocks I looked up was Zoom, who does video conferencing for workplaces at home. They're at $164.94, except a year ago, they were at $60. So they're up $100 in the last year. 150%, not bad. Oh, Wild Bill. Oh, that's sweet right there. Nice to do that. George Costanza, how hard is it to remove a passenger seat out of the 2020 Freightliner? I'm thinking of taking it out. What would you do with it? And I don't know. James Faust, long live the Super 10. Now's the time when we need things like the Super 10 to get us all together. Because none of us would be able to drive away from anybody else because it would be so slow. And now, many people can't drive one at all. They wouldn't know how to drive it. Unless you're sick, get out and move, you baby. I'm back. Mountain Pass. Paul Woolard, I appreciate it. Nomad Trucker, full bolts, one airline. All right. And cap that airline. That's going to be a problem. Oh, wear your ET suit. There was a guy at Meyer with goggles on. Okay, he had goggles. I don't know what we're doing. Something tells me you'll be waved through the scale house if you do that during the Blitz. It's so close to now. It's only a little over a month away for this. If you came out, and just in your truck, you should have like a bunch of Kleenex around and all kinds of cough medicine and stuff like that, and say, oh yeah, it's probably nothing. I don't know what it is. It's probably nothing. That'd be they'll be like passing you through. I deliver wine and stone. I hope those are essential. Wine and stone. Thank you for your insight. You're welcome. I have job security. It's all food. Everybody needs to eat. Alexander, you will be busy. Have you seen any extra lines delivering that food? Because that seems to be the problem. Have there been any lines? Oh, there's Gracie. She wants to know if there's lines too. She heard food and is like, what? It's the only time she wakes up during the day. And I don't know where she is now. She's not out here. I think she's looking at the birds. I would imagine that the construction industry and related flatbed trucking is going to take a big hit. Yeah, that's the thing. They'll be slow too. Cars, they're not selling any cars. Construction, all home construction is basically stopped. And so all this kind of stuff has ended. This big deals and all this are ending. All these big projects off while everybody's at home. So all that is going to slow down and then pick right back up. Manuel, I'm living my company for now. They promised me health insurance paying 50-50 and they never did. Then time to go. Even now it might be time to go, although now is a little bit iffy, but yeah. Recap, it's same job, different day. Sometimes I feel like I'm driving through a Mad Max. That's what I said a while ago, that, this is almost Mad Max, but instead it's for toilet paper instead of gasoline. That was gas. This is for toilet paper. Christina, why is everyone so panicked? Walmart's out of everything. Why are people buying guns? Oh, I don't know. And today, as soon as the governor, which he was on at noon, making that announcement, I thought, holy mackerel, the stores are going to be cleared out. I'm glad that I have some stuff. You're not going to be able to get anything for days until they refill the Meijer store and everything. I cannot imagine the stores are going to have anything left in them. And the guns, I guess they're going to go get everybody's toilet paper. I don't know why they did the guns. But the place down there said they sold more guns this week than they usually sell in a month. Made a sign that says driver carries no toilet paper and posted on your truck. Stay safe. Yeah, put a roll with the circle and the line through it. Oh, I should have got that. Several states start the blitz before the time announced, so be prepared or stay home. Well, some of us may be home at that time. You still never know how long it's going to be. Comfortable Man loves Super 10s. Have you ever shifted one of those? They're horrible. They're super slow. A big gun store in Waco was on the news. Owner said that his sales have jumped 12 guns a day to 72 guns a day. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, oh, there's a virus? I better get a gun and I'll shoot it. They'll slap a COVID test on you. I don't know if they could make you take it. Oh, that'd be what the DOT would do. They'd call your company and say this driver is sick. That's the thing. If you go out and say, like at my company, if you come in, they've said this to us. If you come in and say you're sick, you get 14 days off because they're not taking any chances. So you call off, you got a real problem. Where are the Caped hero truckers when we need them? Trucker man should come over the hill driving a 3-bunk England truck with a Super 10 and Super Singles. That's when we need him. Yeah, where is he when we need him? What about all this? Why isn't England donating anything? I guess because they're already doing so much. I think Mark and Wild Bill should get together and sing Eastbound and Down. That would be really good. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Postal worker in Louisville has tested positive for the virus. Now we have mail going through Louisville. I heard about that, Christina, that there's some postal worker also. So now what they're recommending is you get your mail and let it sit for a day so that the virus can die off on it, which is not a bad idea. Gun sales in Oregon are up tenfold. That's right. Everybody's out getting a gun because you never know, I guess. Was a whole lot of people who voted to chip away at the Second Amendment. Then they were the first ones to get mad. They had to follow the laws they voted for when society turned for the worst. Have we turned for the worst? Other than buying everything out of the store. I need that song Eastbound and Down. Yeah, I would play it, but copyrighted. I can't believe I remembered the tune this week. At times I thought about taking up my passenger seat and useless shelving and putting in a love seat. One of my first trucks that I drove, my first road job at Regal Transport, they didn't have passenger seats in any of the trucks. They said, you can't take a passenger, so you don't need a seat. And so you could just put your stuff over there or whatever, but those trucks, they only had one seat in them. I got stuck in Portland on a weekend because lumber loads are canceling. That's correct. So some people doing great, and then like lumber for building, not going to do so great. Although you'd think the lumber they can make toilet paper out of, I don't know. I don't know how to make it. Alexander, shippers and receivers for life is taking longer. So you can get the more miles, but then you can't get unloaded. It takes longer to get loaded and unloaded. So it's going to almost balance out, it would seem like. You're stuck either way. Procter & Gamble in Union City, Georgia, is 30 hours behind. Are you kidding? You come today and get unloaded tomorrow night? Oh my gosh. Somebody better pay you for that. Flatbed's getting crushed. No sheetrock, low lumber and steel. That's right. Where one is up, one is down. Where Zoom is up, let's see. USA Trucks, only 309. They're down 50% in a week. So it just depends. I haul perishable food. Everywhere I've delivered the past 2 weeks, I've had significantly longer wait times to notice an increased amount of inbound freight. Chris, yeah, so you get more loads, but then it takes you longer to take them off. Somebody better pay you. George Wilson, thank you for addressing the toilet problem Sunday at Shippers. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh, we need all your stuff. Please bring it in here. And then they're like, oh, but you can't use the toilet. That's where you turn. You don't shut the whole country down. You shut that shipper, that receiver down. Everybody turns around and says, we'll sell all this stuff in a Walmart parking lot in 5 minutes. Okay, until we can go into the bathroom, you're not getting your stuff. And what people said on there, which they're right, is part of it is the drivers don't take care of the bathrooms. Well, so, it can't look like a Taco Bell explosion in the bathrooms. It doesn't have to be like that. Do these drivers' home bathrooms look like that too? That's always crazy. Fuel haulers are taking a huge hit. Sales are down 75% in Memphis, Tennessee, right? Because people can't go anywhere. So gas here is cheap, $1.70. Nobody can go anyplace. So doesn't make any difference how much gas is. Although I did fill both cars up just in case. Delivered to the Bay Area, no bathrooms except with purchase. Doesn't seem like a shutdown. People are out and about. People are not. This was on the news today about California. The beaches were packed full of people over the weekend. And so the governor's all mad about it. Not a real truck. If you haven't seen a teal GP Transco truck, well, I'm out. I mean, I can't find them anywhere. People say they're around. These pictures, Photoshop is easy to use. I think they're being photoshopped in there, these teal trucks, because I don't think they really exist. I'm halfway between Equator and North Pole. How off they put donate up for that? What the heck are we off on that? I'm down one load today. See, here's the thing though. It's respiratory virus, not a stomach bug. So why the rush for toilet paper? Well, because people always think they're not going to be able to get it. And so then once they don't go to rush for get it, then I have to go get more of it because I'm not going to be able to get it because they all bought it. So now I got to go get a bunch of stuff, even though I had probably 60, 70 days worth of toilet paper. I'm like, well, crap, what if everybody just keeps buying it? After the governor talked today in Indiana, oh my gosh, the stores. My wife said you can't buy any more guns. She didn't say anything about ammo. Ammo's out in the stores here. They said that on the news. Nobody around here's got any ammo. Where did I go off, though? Here. Halfway between, Equator and the North Pole. Thought of putting that sign up. Oh, okay, that's it. I called off today because my wife and I are sick, but I have to be back in tomorrow. Gotta love being expendable. Oh, see, here you'd get 14 days off. They already told us that. We're a team. We need that passenger seat. Yeah, you wouldn't team at a place without that seat, I guess. But all the trucks there didn't have a seat in them already, which is nice as a solo because this was like a sit-in sleeper. So this isn't like today's truck. So you could put all your stuff over there. I can't believe all the immediate attention truckers are getting now. Wait a few weeks and we'll be back to hating us. Oh, yeah. Once this blows over in May, June, everybody will hate us again. They won't be all like, oh, we love truckers, right? They'll be like, those dang trucks. I want to make it spend $400 for now. grand in already between 2 new ones, one for me and one for her. She's already talking about getting a hunting rifle. You may need that soon. 2-hour check-in wait at Nestle just to check in, and you probably can't use the bathroom. And is that water? I know they have that life water. Alexander, the Resurrection, Richard Kalinsky. He could kill the coronavirus with his bare hands. They said that, I can't think of, Chuck Norris, right? They said Chuck Norris got the coronavirus, and the coronavirus is currently on 14-day in its own room. So because of that. So what is Wiener stock at? I didn't look up Werner today. I should have. I don't have Werner here. I wrote with my friends to put anyone who refuses us a bathroom on blast. Right. That's the thing. Take these places. A lot of them have Twitter. That's where these businesses do. Get on Twitter and link in ABC News and all this, but also link in local news stations because, Tom Brokaw's not necessarily going to pick it up, or Andy Rooney, but the local news media might pick it up as a special interest story. So to say, hey, look, I want to deliver here. I want to stay clean and not spread all this around. But hey, this place won't even let me in here to clean, and I'm delivering everybody's food. Get that out on the news. Was turned away this morning to use a bathroom in Houston, Texas. Rick, that's horrible. That's horrible. You should turn their freight around, too. What about the fact, trucking journalists, they want us to sign forms saying we aren't sick. They want to check our temperature and a bunch of ridiculous crap. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Is everybody getting their temperature checked? That's awesome. And how are they doing that? Like we did as a kid. Well, Bill will remember this probably. When your mom would get out the thermometer and the Vaseline. Okay, I'm sure Bill remembers that. Hopefully. Working for Werner moving pods containers. I'm just glad I got a job. Are people still moving? Using pods? Hopefully. Air Gunner Bob. Hello, Mark. Just stopped in to say hi. We'll watch the whole video later. Stay safe. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it and appreciate you being here. And you can watch it on rerun, I guess. And is anybody getting their temperature taken like that? Working for still have a couple Celadon trailers at Procter & Gamble in Union City. Oh, right. The astute viewer sent me a picture of a Celadon truck and trailer filling up at a truck stop. The truck, too. Who's got a Celadon truck and trailer? Are they out hauling freight? They're like, I'm going to get hauling some freight around. I'm not going to be messing around with this. Hyped Gamer Network, thank you very much. We're doing our part. I just wish the companies would show a little more respect as they're getting higher prices. Yeah, look, the companies, they're getting more too, and then no respect, and the bathroom thing is just super aggravating. Super aggravating. Some places always did it. Now it's gotten worse and worse. Look, they can get a porta-john. They have air-conditioned porta potties they could get out there. To just say you're not using it and you have to be here 30 hours, what do they want you to do? I mean, the solution is to tell them, look, I guess I'll do like Borat did in the movie. If anybody saw that movie, right? Remember that when he brought that gift down? Thank you for that, though. Running Steel Now. Is that going anywhere? Is there any of that? My time at the Korean Mafia is, or what happened, Roger Penske? Bathroom on the truck just became a necessity. Oh, right. People with those big sleepers, we're not laughing at them now. Most shippers have bushes. Help yourself to one of those. They'll open the bathrooms quick. They don't seem to mind. They don't seem to mind. They have bushes. They have front steps. Tell them that. Rick, although they probably call the police. They exist, GP. Yeah, I haven't seen them. I don't think they do exist. I had to do that at Tropicana. Really? So are they marking it down? What are they doing with this information? Nomad truck, I'm running pipe locked me in a contract this morning. Not a great rate, but a regular run for the next month. At least it's something. Especially on pipe or something like that. At least it is something. I saw 2, not 1 unicorn teal trucks. My theory has been busted. You've seen 2 more than me. It's amazing that I like the company so much and I haven't seen one of their trucks. You'd think they would drive one over here just to show me. Lots of salt and pepper with steak sauce. It helps taste if TP went out of food. Oh, that's true. People need to remember toilet paper to use. A relatively new invention. Last time I ran pipe, I got married. Yikes. With the increased wait times and mandatory lumping, I'm losing out of a lot of money. Very grateful to have guaranteed weekly minimum, or it would be worse. Did the lumper price go up? Are they doing lumping gouging? I've seen teal trucks going across 94 in North Dakota. Yeah, they're all west. They all seem to go the Illinois-Indiana border and west. Campbell's Soup in Napoleon, Ohio is 48 hours. You have to sit there 48 hours at Campbell's? Up there by Toledo. Isn't that up on the way to Toledo somewhere? On 2 or something, 10. I forget what that, 20. If you got the truck If you got a truck-sponsored school like Swift and leave, will another pay for the tuition if they offer tuition reimbursement because it's third-party financer that actually funds your training? I don't know exactly, but the way I understand it is that, if you have a contract and you're like making payments, they have this reimbursement of whatever, $60 a month or a week, then you get that much as reimbursement towards the thing and you have to pay it, I believe. Hype Gamer Network, how am I doing? I'm doing super great. Locked down here in Indiana, tight like a drum. First quality tissue in Anderson. Makes toilet paper 24/7. Call them, direct ship to everywhere. I will check that out. I think I have enough for now, but that's not a bad idea. Jason hears possibly martial law will be put into place in California because no one is listening. The governor was super mad today about it. And he said, look, you people, they closed everything, closed the beaches, closed parks, everything, and said, look, you idiots, go back home. People are everywhere. Now, I got a good excuse not to give my girlfriend my check. Honey, they told me to stay in my truck. Well, I don't know about that. I drive for a night, and 90% of my stuff is drop and hook. That's good. But that's the way I always recommend it. Always get a drop and hook. You don't have to wait getting loaded and unloaded. You had to sign forms at Arizona, but did they? What do they do with the information? I mean, is your name and stuff on it when they take your temperature? And what if you're just abnormally warm that day? I mean, what is their cutoff for letting you in? James says the sheriff's office took my temperature with an IR thermometer. When were you at the sheriff's office getting your temperature taken? Are you being arrested? I heard they're trying to pass a stimulus package where everyone would get a $1,000 check in April and May. That's true, trucking man. It didn't pass yet, but they're working on getting people some money. But that's not $1,000 is not enough. Can't live on $1,000 a month plus unemployment. Vaseline, you all must have been wealthy. That's true. Well, they didn't have off-brand Vaseline back then, but that is how you took the temperature. James Fowles, Vaseline and thermometer. I remember, that's exactly correct. That's how your temperature was taken with a glass thermometer. Yes, they had glass thermometers, so don't move when you're having your temperature taken. That's all I'll say about that. Yikes. Big Country saw a teal GP transfer truck, plus you had my temperature taken this morning at a shipper. What do they do with the information? And what is the cutoff? Like what was your temperature and what is the cutoff on temperature? Bucket and trash bag in the truck works well, 100% worldview. It does, but it shouldn't have to be like that. The government and now the public can't come out and say, oh, we love truckers and some of them, you're the heroes of America, and then say, oh, what? Why don't you go out in the bushes, like the bears do? I mean, no, okay? Professionals don't have to go to the bathroom outside or in a bucket. That's ridiculous. They have bathrooms in there, and you should be able to use them, especially now of all times. Oh, let's see, where did I go here? When we get together, do our Eastbound and Down video. I could sing soprano. All right. Yeah, we should have done that at the truck show. We'll have to do that. I know Vaseline is being used for something else entirely. I'm not sure why you're sticking thermometers up your rectal cavity, Alexandra. Well, Alexandra, that is where the thermometer used to go. And I'm only slightly older than you, being in my extreme upper 30s, but that's how you had your temperature taken back in the day, as people say. Celadon, I'm expired DOTs on it. What gives? Look, trucker, John, I don't know what they were doing, but it was a truck and trailer filling up at the fuel island, fully marked truck and trailer. So I guess somebody said, you know what? They've been offered all this time. I'm going back to work, and I'm just going to get loads. So who knows how they got the truck or whatever. If you go to a truck-sponsored school like Swift and Quit, will another take care of your tuition if they have tuition reimbursement? If you owe money on tuition and have this kind of deal, you should be able to get tuition reimbursement. That's what it's for. My wife is at our home, and our state is stopping the program that feeds children whose parents lost their jobs. Great. Why are they stopping now? I mean, of all times, there's plenty. The United Way has set a thing up. Go check them out. And a lot of states and charities and stuff are helping everybody out. Believe me. Campbell's been there, yes, near Toledo. Right, that's what I thought up there. But with 2 days, who wants to wait 2 days for a load? There's going to be an issue as driver. These companies are going to start laying people off because there's not enough freight, and then we're going to be stuck with no way to get home. That's part of the problem. Although I don't think they're not going to lay you off away from your house, because then they have no way to get their truck back. So if you're going to be laid off from a company that doesn't have enough freight, they're going to bring you back to the terminal or to some terminal. Snowflakes have a history of not listening. There were so many people on the beach that the governor's like, we're just going to close everything. And he said, I don't want to have to take stronger measures, which we don't want him to do. If not, I'll call my mom and ask her to get the Vaseline out. We don't want to take our temperature like that anymore. I just wonder if they're still doing that at shippers. If they're like, hey, look, we're going to take your temperature. Car at your terminal because Greyhound and Transit is closed down. That you can rent a car. You can always rent a car. Eat MREs. You don't need pee if you can't poop. I found it pretty delicious. I had to pay $3.25 for lumper today, Dean, in Minnesota, and $100 at another receiver. Lumper's going up. What's up with that? Well, they're lumper gouging. They're lump gouging. Are you paying it out of your own pocket? Was it a sheriff's office this morning for turning in your concealed carry permit? Oh, okay. That's who handles them. Oh, and so the sheriff, for a concealed carry, they take your temperature? Do they do it out while you're outside or something before you come in? That's crazy. They extended the tax deadline. That's true. They did extend the tax deadline. You don't have to file or anything until July 15th. Taking food, you can, though. You can file early. Taking food from Little Rock to Walmart in Corrine, Utah, and I still can't get hours of service exempt from my company. Some aren't doing it. In fact, a lot of the larger companies especially are not doing it. It's a liability thing. If you go driving 15 hours, get into an accident, the hammer is going to come down on you like a box of nails. No temperature check. They made me state that I hadn't traveled or been around exposed people in the last 2 weeks that you know of, right? What they do with that, I don't know. I'm sure it's going right to government data. That's the problem, Lily, Arizona, that this goes in to some database. And who are they to take your temperature? I'd say, are you a doctor? If you can't get home to get this check, would they allow direct deposit? My company doesn't run Florida, sadly. Oh, that's a good question. It would already have to be set up with the government, though, right? Like if you get your tax check deposit, I don't know if they're doing that. They didn't say, and I don't know. They said they're mailing checks, so I think they're going to mail everybody a check. Can you have somebody get your mail? It can always be deposited in your account. I'm 64 and hated these days buns for output, not input. Buns for output. Well, okay, right. But you remember the thermometer. I got it now, right. And that's how we had our temperature taken. And our driver's included with this check. Yes, everybody's included with the check. All adults, right? I believe it's all adults in the United States get this $1,000. 513, since everyone lost their minds and is hoarding all the toilet paper. Mind your business when you see me scooting across the lawn. You created it. Look, Staples still had toilet paper. I'm telling you. 2 miles of toilet paper came to my house today. So they still had it at Staples. A friend of mine does mainly drop and hook and is having to wait a day for an empty trailer. Oh, well, they ought to pay for that. That ought to be paid. It's probably not. It should. Any time like this needs to be paid. Wait, what's the point of the drop and hook then? My advice is attend a reputable driving school and get your license first and choose a truck wisely. That's true. If you can, go to school. Have the state pay for your school. Have the state pay for it. Call your state, see if you can get a grant. That's the way to do it. Especially now. Oh my gosh, a lot of states might have increased this kind of grant money. What is this rule? Coming to off-duty pay is now a roll of toilet paper. That's correct. You can say, hey, here's your pay right here. I'm going to package this into squares, 4 squares on individual Ziplocs. In the day where the sun don't shine. That's how it works, Fast Joe. That's right. Pat Oaks 100.4. That's the temper I've seen posted at terminal. We load out of temperatures taken on your forehead. Oh, so I guess don't walk in the sun before you go in there. The Celadon trucks and trailers are sitting around. Just go grab one. Yeah, Alexis, that's exactly correct. They're all over. I just don't know how this person is going to... They're fueling it. I guess they're probably using it for freight. Big country, I'm not about pooping in the shipper's parking lot. I mean, that is the solution, is to do that, really. Even though it seems gross, take a picture of it and then use social media that onto their pages and send it to the news media, especially local news, and say, look, this is what we have to deal with here because they won't let us use the bathroom where your food is being delivered. That's the key to it. Connect food to that and get it on the media. I will gladly trade you a roll of toilet paper for a hamburger today. Right, it'd be a toilet paper Tuesday. I got laid off Friday. Really, your city driver at ABF? ABF is laying off? I thought those places would do good because of a lot of people having a lot more home delivery. These are scammers. Who's scamming? You can't get an oil change in Milwaukee today. Really? And why are they closed too? The car dealers here are going to stay open at least for service. through this. So, because I actually thought about that. Oh, well, there's nobody doing anything. I get an oil change. So, well, at last, soon we'll be back to being the vile wretches of the highway who do nothing but get in everybody's way. Yeah, you have a month of good times. They're nothing but a bunch of lumper humpers. Oh, that'd be good. That's a good one. That sounds like a great band name. Forklift and the Lumper Humpers. James S. No, sheriff's office wanted me to come into the lobby. All the way they asked me to take my temperature. They gave me the little sheet to fill out for travel history. This is getting about crazy because I don't know what they're doing with it. Are you a doctor, I'd say? I'd say, if you're a doctor, what are you doing in here? I don't like it. Crumb Junkie, sorry so late. How are we doing today? Doing super great. Have you been near someone that has coronavirus lately? I've been waiting over 30 days for my tax return to come. Jackson Hewitt said it was going to take 21, and they don't have no idea why I don't have it yet. I don't know if it's going to come now. Everything's closed. Christina, our sheriff's department is closed and only respond to emergencies. No in-person or at the lobby dealings. Oh, that's super nice. So no people getting these guns. Well, I guess you wouldn't need a permit necessarily, but people getting these guns won't be able to get their carry permits. Alexander LTI, which is a medium-sized company, is still abiding by the hours of service. That you guys then are LTI is in with most of the other companies that I've seen. Hardly anybody is really getting allowed to go over, and if they are, it isn't much. It isn't much. My job just sent me a travel authorization letter. Haul dry bulk cement is essential, really? Although many people have sent these to me from different places where they're saying the companies are saying, "Oh, this driver is essential." But what the government said is that people in the transportation industry are considered essential workers. So, and the government was pretty loose on it. So maybe so. The problem is, how much dry bulk cement are you hauling right now? That's the real deal with it. Do you think now would be a good time to take a couple weeks off to see if this settles down? Well, if you can take the time off, I mean, depending on what you're hauling, you could be super busy now. But if you're not busy, hey, now might be a good time to kick back and relax. So, James S., the local sheriff is actually closing the lobby tomorrow. So you got lucky. You got it in just in time. What if I get arrested for drunk and disorderly again? Are they going to take my temp first? Probably. They'll go, hey, it's good to see you back down here. Christina, I live on 783, so that's much less than $1,000. Oh, all right. You, I would say you must admit you live on less than many people do. But yeah, if you can live on that, so most people though can't live on $1,000 a month. I mean, geez, that is 783 is meager living, even here in Indiana. Let this be a lesson to all the anti-vaccinators. It's funny, I saw that meme too, where it said, hey, for all of you listening to the CDC, they also recommend vaccinations. DOT inspection could be infected with coronavirus. That's true. You just never know. They've got everybody all riled up. You just don't know. What is the point of the toilet paper scare? It's a lung issue. I don't know, but I got mine right here. I got my 2 miles of toilet paper. All right. My wife and I are considered essential. We get to keep making money. We're blessed. Yeah. What's the wife do? If they want to take my temp, I'm going to ask for their credentials and license to practice medicine. And tell them, hey, I got the way. You have that glass thermometer? That is what they used to use, by the way. I think you have to make less than 75 on your taxes to get the stimulus. Okay, so all right. Okay, so no problem. That should be most, not everybody here, but some people. For me, no problem, right? FEMA answer for coronavirus epidemic is portable crematorium in the U.S. Yikes. Paul, I'm lucky I bumped one dock. They receive my water, filtering tanks, and reload the waste tanks and get paid for my time at the dock. That's the way it should be, right? So you sit there, you get paid, and out you go out of the same dock. They said in and out of many cars can spread, see, so there's all that, too. Took my truck through a drive-thru at A&W. I love A&W. Albany, Georgia managed to get several trucks a day like that. That's pretty awesome. Did you get the frosted mug? There used to be one in Calumet City, Illinois. I'm sure Wild Bill remembers where that is. And it closed many years ago. On Burnham. West Memphis, Arkansas loves workers look like baristas serving coffee and roller wieners. That's got to slow the line down, too. And to be honest about it, without making too many wiener jokes, how many people need to touch your wiener before it's contaminated? If it's only you, shouldn't it be only you? I thought about that. Why are they introducing a new person into the wiener program here? You want the least amount of people interacting with it, right? Really, for less contamination. Like if you handle it around, if everybody handles it, you get all the different germs on it. So I just thought about that. It would be better if only you could still get it. Going to be lots of repos. Might be good for someone looking for a car later this year. Oh, look, if you're looking for a new car, they have great deals right now. There's huge rebates. They're doing extra payments. Ford's taking 3 payments off. Hyundai will take a bunch of payments, 0% and everything. So if you're doing good, now's the time maybe to go get a new car. Predictions for next 90 days. If coronavirus ends economy, go to recession or depression. If not, zombie land. That's what we're going to need the guns for. Be sure to shoot always zombies in the head. Tax returns are delayed. That's what I figure now. They're busy with other things, really, because they have delayed the tax returns. Funny you say that. I was in a band called Cake Destroyer. That's a good name too. Cake Destroyer. I love it. Class action. What did you do in the band? Class action lawsuit in Florida against China and coronavirus. I saw that. Somebody's suing the country of China. I thought, wow, that's going to be very successful. I'm sure they'll show up for that case. Here you have to apply online for a carry permit, Christina. Oh, I guess you could do that anytime you want. They said the same thing to us ready mix drivers. That's the thing. So the federal government has basically said transportation workers are considered essential. Although they don't consider, the federal government doesn't consider transportation workers essential enough to mandate that they get paid. You can be not paid and still be essential, apparently. But other than that, so I guess your companies are just basing it on that and saying, okay, everybody's essential. Ready mix, you're essential. Drivers are essential. Used to haul cement. You'll need to haul food and supplies soon. Oh, I don't know about that. There's already days-long lines at the places. You can't have more trucks pile in there. They already have more trucks than they know what to do with. LTI needs to get bonuses for their drivers staying out. You can kind of shame your company into it maybe by saying, look, Swift is giving some money. How about throwing some money at me? It's worth asking them. The government is way too loose on essential personnel. Texas is practically business as usual. It's almost everybody. Really, they only exempted like 9 people in the whole country. China's car parking on streets for 60 days because owner was cremated for coronavirus epidemic. Well, he doesn't need his car, I guess. My local driver's license branch is operating, but requiring you to sanitize before your driving test. Oh, that's good. They closed them here. The governor said that's going to close, and everybody's license and plates, tags for you Southerners, is extended for 60 days. Wisconsin goes on lockdown tomorrow. Yeah, we're going tomorrow through April 7th. The last time I destroyed a cake, I had to get married. You know how many shipping containers come from China, probably with that virus? But look, it's weeks across there. By the time it gets here, that's not a concern, really. Chrome Junkie Forklift and the Lumber Humpers. I haven't heard something that funny for a long time. Somebody will steal that name. I already got it. I'm already starting a band with that. I'm going in for that one. They're using tax information from 2018 to determine your stimulus. Okay. Well, yeah, because we wouldn't have 2019 for many people. I haven't filed yet. Italy, Spain, and France economy collapsed because coronavirus. Oh, yeah, if this goes on any length of time, it's a total disaster. I totally agree. It's a total disaster. The big ticket items nobody's buying. Washers, dryers, all that kind of stuff, unless there's brakes, a refrigerator, cars, houses, all that expensive stuff. Nobody's buying it. And so nobody's working. I know you want to say who you drive for, but will you say what you haul? I haul non-essential products. How about that? I hope they name their first track Mark, your band naming host, to give you props. That would be great if they would do that. I could do like a guest shot in the video. Will it stay alive in a container from China? I don't imagine so. Nobody is suggesting from any source at all that this is going to stay for weeks alive, just like that. No, it wouldn't bother me to do that. Italy crematorium works 2 shifts on coronavirus, but they have to stop a lot to make pasta. So and do a lot of gestures and stuff when they're talking to each other. So that takes a lot of time. They're always doing this and this, So the solution for running out of toilet paper, with a dog, pull your pants down and drag your behind in the parking lot. Oh, yikes! A dog shouldn't, at least in the grass. It only stays alive for 12 hours. I cannot imagine weeks in a container and there's still a problem. This is the problem. Chrome Junkie, it only takes 1 wiener touching for things to go wrong. Put it in the provided wrapper. Always wrap your wiener before you take it out of there. Especially before the clerk handles it, certainly. The only person handling my wiener is your girlfriend. Well, hey, whoever you take in that loves with you is okay. Planning on getting a new truck and car in 2 months. Yeah, look, Beto Lopez, right? If you're in a good shape right now and can afford it, there's great deals right now. Like Warren Buffett says, always buy things when they're on sale. A lot of things right now are on sale. They're on sale. Go buy them. Blue Line, the U.S. government should be leaning on Taiwan and how to deal with the virus. Taiwan has been ready since the beginning of December. The U.S. was never ready. We never thought it would come over here. Virginia just closed schools for the rest of the year. I think that's going to happen here. They're mainly closed till May, but I think they will close for the semester. Purdue did close through the semester. Just don't see how pouring someone's patio is essential. Well, if you need a patio poured, what are you supposed to do? Michael Cole sat waiting at the food bank to donate all this extra food, around 80 pork butt roasts and 40 full pork loins. See, that's too much to eat yourself in the truck. So, hey, at least the food bank's going to get some money. There's going to be a lot of people that need it. We got to lay off of people that are getting, all food stamps and assistance and all that. There's tons of people that are just out of work, and this is not their fault. I'm always kind of hard on people too, especially when I see jobs. But for this, right, I'm not going to be hard on anybody. I have a little compassion at least for people, because people are trying to work and then their job closes. What are they supposed to do? That was the best wiener rant about people fondling wieners. Look, you always have to be safe in the loves. That's what I'm saying. I was a vocalist. Alexander was a vocalist, of course. Never went anywhere. If I had, I would not be a truck driver. Well, now's your time. Now's your time to shine, right? This will make a lot of people rethink what they're doing. I think it's really good for people to really consider what they're doing and, this could be it or whatever. Maybe I should be doing this other thing that I want to do. My state is constitutional carry, no permit needed. We appreciate that. All states should. That's what's in the Constitution. The CDC said that virus can live for 2 days on plastic, longer on stainless steel. They ironically said less on copper. I heard that too. Less on copper, which is good because I only usually have pennies with me. So that was pretty good. Next will be reform of population. Oh, maybe Meyer is doing e-schools for our kids. Yeah, that's what they said here too. The kids will be e-schooled. Teachers are going to still do the classes by e-learning. And a lot of people are working from home. And if you can already work from home, why wouldn't you just already work from home? Chase and Dallas PD won't be responding to the theft, break-ins, and other low-level... Break-in is a low-level crime? Makes you feel safe? And got on my AR-15, yeah, no doubt. Holy mackerel, that's low-level? Your 2018 return was crap. Well, you'll be getting your $1,000 then. When all this settles, I'm hoping to buy a house. All right. Yeah, I mean, us too. We're going to be moving probably to Huntingburg, but they've stopped construction down there. They have a new community down there, but they've stopped. But we weren't going to move until probably next year anyway. So works out good. Interest rates are lower. And I'm still on track for that. No problem. Alexis went to Walmart this morning before the Ohio shelter-in-place order. Only one half of the Walmart store was even being shopped in. Good, because after the order, it's got to be a total disaster. What do you do? Oh, I'm a wiener technician that loves. That would go good on a business card. Alexander, now they're really stupid people to use a porcupine. Well, you don't want to use a porcupine, and it aggravates the porcupine. This might intentionally let blank. A band sponsored by this channel should be called Taco and the Roller Wieners. Oh, we could perform only on Mondays and Tuesdays. You're just like Big Luke, except he's on number 2. You can always tell really stupid people wipe their ass. You could, but it's not recommended, as I say. The last time I got a stimulus check was back in 2003, and they ended up just deducting it from your tax return. They can keep the check. Thank you. Nice. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I'm not a tax person, of course. I don't know if you have to pay taxes on it, if it gets deducted later, if it's like front money. I don't know all about that. And how many people are going to take this and immediately spend it at either on lottery tickets or like the stimulus money that went out after the hurricane? That all went to liquor stores. This is a good time to invest that money. This $1,000, you can Hillary this money right into a retirement, in just a short period of time. Coronavirus is doing well for itself. Wish you could go viral. No doubt. I hear some car companies are standing their leases. What do you mean standing their leases? I locked the free world into house arrest and the convicts being freed. I know, they let all the prisoners out and everybody has to stay in their house. I'm wondering how this virus is affecting trucking schools. Currently, the Illinois DMV is closed. Oh, I wonder if you'd be able to actually get your license. That's true, too. Who's freeing convicts? Well, in Indiana, they said their lower-level convicts are being let out. The Wiener slot machine I sent you would be perfect. No touching. I know. Why are they not using that? Nobody has to touch a wiener at all. I have the best brand name. How about the wiener touching lumper humpers? Oh, that's good too, right? We could play bar mitzvahs. A guy's favorite restaurant was being affected, so he left them a $100 tip for 22 workers. Well, it's less than $5 a person, but hey, we'll take it. Save money for rainy day truck at yard, and I'm 14 days in hotel. Wow. Wow, how much would that cost? Of course, you'd be the only one in there. I'm in a trucking school right now, and we're supposed to be graduating April 9th. Now, I don't know how long it'll be. That's the thing. If you can't go down and get your license, that's not going to help you get a job. He was an essential employee, so he had a good job. They don't have fresh condiments for the wieners. Now they can't practice what they preach. I have to have an unprotected wiener with no condiments? Always have condiments on your wiener. They tell you that even back in school. I mean, everybody knows that. Wyoming is constitutional carry too, but only for residents. Why? Only residents are part of the Constitution and only applies in the state. I understand that. So not very often, so I got to get a permit in either states I run to. My daughter works at the Loves in Whitehall, Tennessee. She's getting hazard pay. Oh, Loves is paying it. Good. By the way, she's not handling anyone's wiener. Oh, well, I mean, we don't necessarily want her to, but some stores require that you get the cashier over to handle your wiener. I've seen people have the sign. They've sent me the signs. I got even money that the $1,000 comes with 100% tax return in return tax. Oh, so it's like in advance. I don't know how they're doing it or if you have to pay it back. I won't. If I get it, I'll put it in savings. That's something, at least. You don't have to. Everybody doesn't have to buy $20 lottery tickets with it. Although that would be an interesting use of it. So if you make over $75,000, you don't have any bills, so the government isn't doing redistribution. Yeah, you don't need it because you make plenty of money. Is everybody staying healthy from Fleet Nav Systems? We're trying to over here, certainly. Most of the trucking schools have on-site third-party testers, don't you? Well, I haven't gone in a while. So if you can test it there, you still have to go get your license somewhere. Alexander, I have a friend who's a recruiter for a trucking school based in St. Louis, and apparently they have shut the school down for several weeks. Oh, well, what about the people that are in school? I guess they're just stuck. There's only a few truck stops that have roller wieners. I know people have been sending me the pictures of the empty machines. It's so sad. Ruth, hi, Mark and Gracie. Hope you and yours are staying healthy. Oh, of course. Gracie, always healthy here. She's doing what she can to help out the system by basically most of the day. That's what she does. That's what she does for the rest of us. A lucky lottery ticket could parlay the stimulus check into a fortune. It could. If you bought $20 lottery tickets, you could. I'd be interesting if you made that money back. If you have to renew your hazmat, you no longer have to be fingerprinted. This has been suspended. You just have to show your twit card. Your twit card is what? Hello, here's my twit card. I'm a complete twit. I love it. Mustard or relish on a wiener, never the lumper. I heard the stimulus is people less than 90. I'm blessed you don't qualify. Sweet. I didn't know there was an upper limit on it. I thought they were sending it to everybody, but they could put a limit on it, certainly. I don't need the check or want it. Well, if you get it and don't need it or want it, you could donate it. So there's always that. There's food, like here we have Food Finders here in Lafayette. There's a lot of places that could use it. So if you get it and actually don't need it or whatever, you could donate it to a place that does need it. We're going to reduce class size and continue schooling today, but the governor shut it down indefinitely like everything else. Well, wait a minute, though. They say transportation workers are essential, so those schools should stay open. Christina got gas for $1.86 today. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Gas has been super cheap. Cat break. Gracie was just out there. Wyoming doesn't allow third-party testers unless you're an employer giving it to an employee, and then you have to be certified. Creepy Joe, I want you guys to know that the DOJ wants to suspend some amendment rights. I've heard that. Not sure how long. Let's see here. I can't imagine if our amendment rights... It'd be tough for them to suspend your rights because that's exactly what a right is. If anybody has questions, Fleet Nav Systems on managing the emergency declaration, let me know. I'll be around for a bit. Not sure how long. Depend on support calls we get today. Yeah. Anybody got any questions on what to do if you're running over your hours? Slick Rick, the cashew got mad at me because I asked for a bag for my wiener. She said, "What's wrong with it? Too short?" And I said, "Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. So what can you do?" Right? Not that there's anything wrong with it. Rail transport programs are still full swing at a terminal now, watching new drivers in training. If we're an essential worker, as the government says, why would truck schools be closed? Aviator trucking, the test involves shoving the Q-tip up your nose, way up to your eye socket. It's not pleasant. At least it's not a gonorrhea test. I wouldn't know about either of those. Yikes. When I found out a few truck stops at Roller Wieners, almost cried. I know. I mean, why is that not on the news? If I qualify 3 times over, does that mean I get 3 checks? Oh, yeah, you should, maybe. That would probably help, right? Without new PAM students, Werner and Schneider will be shut out of their drivers by the end of April. Oh, it's $1.49 in Milwaukee. Look, I wrote this down. I'm going to do a video about this later this week because I thought it was fascinating. Hirschbach, our friends at Hirschbach, did you see what they're doing to get students to their orientation? Okay. Hirschbach is picking up students in their corporate jet. There was an article about it. Because it's hard to get them flown in, and they said because Greyhound is not running, anymore like it used to, and they showed it. They're picking them up in a corporate jet. So rather than giving you a $39 ticket on the Greyhound, they're picking you up in like a $15 million Gulfstream 7 and taking you back to the terminal that way. And these companies have the gall then to go to the government and say, oh, well, we need your money to help support us. They can pick up students. These are people coming in for orientation, don't even work there yet, and in a corporate jet and fly them in at their own, so I don't want to hear like they need any money. And the reason is Hirschbach, they said in the article, they have 1,600 trucks and they do 35 to 40 people a week. That's 2,000 a year. So if they went a month without students, they'd have hundreds of empty trucks. They're running well over a 100% turnover. And it's so bad that they have to pick students up, not students, but people in orientation in their corporate Hirschbach jet. Nobody knows what the stimulus will be. They haven't passed anything yet. That's true. And it didn't pass. They talked about it. Chris, that's the plan. I'll donate it to my church or give it to one of the ladies at the daycare that watches my son and is laid off. Yeah, find somebody that needs it, or a group or an organization that you like. So if you don't need the money, that's for everybody, right? If you don't need the $1,000, donate it, right? Give it. You can still take the check if you get it and donate it. So no problem with that. And that'll be really good because there are people that do need it. There are people that are hurting. So if you have more, help them out. I'm at a private school, but I think places like Prime stopped training also. That's something. Oh, it's $1.03 at Sam's in Oklahoma City. Oh, here we go for Fleet Nav. Is shelf-stable milk considered exempt, and what paperwork do I need to carry for exempt stuff? Oh, that's a very good question. Let's see what Fleet Nav says about that. It's amazing how when I do stop for Wendy's breakfast at the Pilot on 69, I haven't gone over there for breakfast yet. I want to go try their breakfast. At the Michigan border in Indiana, there's a lot cram-packed with trucks and all the showers are available. No one's showering. Oh, yikes. Is that changed from normal, though? I got my high school equivalent, Christina. Yeah, good. That's no problem for driving, right? That isn't most places don't even require that. 99-cent gas in Kentucky. I saw that on the news, right? Just stopped at the Loves in Oregon. They roped off the roller wieners. Oh, and soda fountains. Oh my gosh, they have a Wienermeister diligently maintaining this. Oh, you know what, Amos? That person should be there in full armor. They sell that stuff there. And standing there, and he's guarding the wieners. I'm not back at school in a week or two. I'm going to rail and asking for my tuition money back. I don't know if they'll give it to you. Let me know what they say. I'm going to put my bet on no. Heard that Trump is sending everyone a self-test kit. All you have to do is collect a stool sample and send it to Nancy Pelosi. I've seen that posted, and they put her address in there. Aviator Trucking has Gracie been tested for the cat nova virus. She does not leave. She is always practicing self-quarantining. You will hardly ever see her. So, no, she hasn't been. And this is what she thinks about the whole coronavirus thing, I'll tell you. She's not much impressed with it. That's back to that. Evening running. Hello, Darnell. Running way late thanks to HEB. You're getting all the miles and then sitting. This is why they're not going to transfer people that don't deliver groceries and stuff that are laid off into groceries. They can't get the groceries and stuff off that they already have. So that won't happen. And they can't make you go deliver groceries. Okay, Fleet Nav Systems, I can't answer something that's considered exempt. That would be for the DOT. Okay, roller wieners are essential for essential personnel. There's no reason those shouldn't be out there. I've never received a stimulus check in your life. Well, Bill, one may be coming to you. Big Huge Mike is here. Hello. If you're running over hours, make sure to keep copies of your bill of ladings that have to do with the cover of your butt. Absolutely. And I would always make a copy of the bill of ladings before you turn them into your company or whatever you do with them. so that later if you're stopped and the officer says, why did you drive 13 hours here? You can show, look, this is what I delivered here, right here. Christina, where's the 99-cent gas in Kentucky? I don't know what city it was in. It actually made the news, but there is some 99-cent gas down there. And it was a BP from the picture of it, not some Joe's, gas station. I have the perfect, easiest, surefire way to stop this corona thing. Maybe someone will hear this and make it work. Maybe. I'll pay them a living wage then. If you're on SSI, only you will not be able to get the check. You have to get over $2,400 a month. So they have a minimum too. So if you make less, you can't you can't get the check. That doesn't make any sense. Aviator trucker, this may work to our advantage. If you want to get unloaded, say unload me now, I'll cough and sneeze on you. Oh my gosh. Then they'll get out the temperature thing. Keep dropping truth bombs. I appreciate it, Chris. I'm trying to do that too. Retention of ordinary business records may be useful later for the convenience of the motor carrier to document the use of the exemption. That's very good. So that's Fleet Nav Systems says keep your bill of ladings. Roller Wieners is still rolling in South Georgia. I love it. Guess they think that you can live on nothing. Why do you need a check? Yeah, right. You're not getting anything, so you don't get enough for us to give you more. Diesel Street still $3. Yeah, I've seen it around $3.10 or whatever. Everyone stays home for a month and we get a month's pay. We would have been paid out. No one's sick. Virus dies. Where would we be? Look, it's going to be a month or close to it in some states where almost everybody is going to stay home. We need to run that up the chain, Mark. No doubt. Steel Horse. Oh, it's good to see you here today. Bridget also says hello. She wants to know what's going on too. She now lives in Terre Haute, I found out. So that's pretty good. We'll go down and see her later this summer. We liked having Bridget here as our guest. I bet gas in Oklahoma City will be below $1 by tomorrow. Oh, yeah, right, because you can't go anywhere. 75 cents, 80 cents, yeah, maybe. But no, because no one can travel. We should get all a lifetime supply of roller wieners for inconvenience, no doubt. But that would be a lot. You need over 300 of them a year. Fleet Nav hasn't seen 99-cent gas since 2001. What's the lowest anyone's ever paid for gas? That's an interesting question. In their life. I've paid 68 cents a gallon for gas when I started driving. So, not bad. 68 cents, I remember that. So, as the lowest I've ever paid. When the economy collapses, we can use the Monday. They send us as toilet paper, exactly. And some places are not taking money. There's more of them this week now. Is it cat break time? Gracie says yes. They're guarding the wieners because the COVID-19 is transmitted by fluids. Yeah, she would guard it too. And she doesn't have any toilet paper problems either, Gracie. So there's no problem with her doing that. That's how she guards things, basically. Come in and she'll be up in a second, though. Not really. Just to clarify, I can answer ELD questions related to the emergency exemption, Fleet Nav Systems. I can tell you what's considered an exempt load. I can't tell you that. Hey, GP Transco, it's good to see you here today. This is Fleet Nav Systems, too. You can go check them out right there. How about that? Fleet Nav Systems. And GP Transco is here. It's good to see you for information about GP Transco. How's it going up there in Illinois today? Yikes. Are you still doing orientations? I'm just curious about that. Because of all the shutdown? If you get a check, it will be the first one in your life. Diesel's $2.35 in Texas. Rumpelstiltskin feels like a zombie apocalypse looking for survivors. As far as we could say, trucking is going to keep moving regardless. That's what we saw. Oh, yeah, there'll be trucking, just not all trucking. Like here, we had an ABF driver getting laid off, and then we have food people who can't get home. So it just depends what you're doing. How do they know where to send the checks? I use a P.O. box. Whatever address, this is what I'm assuming, is on your taxes, is where the check goes. Because you must have an address on your taxes. What's an email address I can reach me? You can reach me. It's right there on the screen. How bad is Hirschbach? I don't recommend it. Stevens Taker. Look, they could fly people on a corporate jet, but they have all this unpaid time. I don't like that. I don't mind them having a jet. A lot of companies have jets or whatever. But when it comes down to it, instead of a Greyhound ticket, they can fly you in on a corporate jet, which must cost $1,000 an hour to run this thing because you have to have a pilot and the jet is expensive. That's no problem. But then, you have to sit at the dock and get on and not be paid. That's ridiculous. Jason Stevens Tinker picked a good time to get out. Going to be lots of them going under soon. I know. With gas and oil and stuff down, it's a real problem. It'll come back, but it's the problem right now. James Faust paid 38 cents in 1973. Oh, so you remember the gas lines and stuff. I was a kid, but I remember watching people push their cars up to the pumps and stuff. So it wasn't that much more really in the late 80s. I'm only in the 60s. Hirschbach as driver facing cameras. That's great. No, listen to YouTube. Hirschbach. There are people that recruit for Hirschbach on YouTube, certainly. Hirschbach is lease purchase only. That's their issue. Since when did they do that? They've had company drivers there. Alexander, I haven't paid $5.37 a gallon for diesel before in California. That was a year and a half ago. Oh, I remember like $5.01 a few years ago on the pump. I didn't pay it, of course, right, like you, but I remember paying over $5 in Pennsylvania, of all places. Darnell, our fuel division is slow. Lots of their drivers trying to switch to food-grade tanks, but too late, right? And look, fuel, as soon as everybody's let back out, everybody's going to be filling their car up and stuff. So I wouldn't get off of that. Just ride it out a little bit. Ride it out because they're going to need you. I can't remember that long ago, but I can name you some dinosaurs that created oil. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I remember when gas was $5 a gallon. I had an SS Impala back then. Gas relative to everything else is cheap. I always tell people that. Just go buy it. Greetings from Clackamas, Oregon. TJ Jones in the Bull of the Woods. Hello there. Oh, that's because Gracie licks her butt. Well, that is true. That at inappropriate times. We'll be filling out an app soon for them. Okay, we're still doing orientations. Oh, good. A GP transcript, but there are only 3 people max per classroom. Far away, right? Our instructors are calling in with a webcam. Okay, so you're still open basically for business, getting people in trucks and getting them out rolling. Good. Stay home for a month, get a month's check of what one would be paid. Well, the $1,000 is not what you make. Virus should not be able to affect others. We'll die off and we'll be in the financial place we would have been. Yeah, some people can't stay home a month, but that's true. You don't just get the money. You'd have to use, most places won't pay you for a month. Certainly most trucking companies. On Andy Griffith's show, Gomer was selling gas for 24 cents a gallon. Oh, Gomer. So that would have been the late 60s. That show took place early 70s. Zombie robot truckers driving Super 10s with Super Singles. That would be really something. You could get away from them, though, because the shifting is so slow, you can just run. We're having a live webcam Q&A with our CEO, President, VP of Marketing, wow, VP and HR, wow, to discuss any questions they have about So you basically have all the higher-ups in there. Was driving and listing. Trucker Hershey was first, and that was my email address. Oh, okay, right. All right, sorry. Trucker Hershey first on that. Sorry, I might buy a small Cessna, be my corporate plane. Well, this is a jet. I mean, this is a nice jet that they have. I don't know if it's a Gulf 7. Okay, I don't know about that, but it's a nice corporate business jet. 12 to 18 months until over. Yesterday announced China said 14 million cell phone canceled. That's probably the true deaths. Cell phones canceled. Why would because people died? Oh. What do you feel about the CBD oil ban on trucks? I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot roller wiener because it's too much of a risk. You lose your whole career over CBD. I would find another way. I lost a flatbed going down the interstate the other day with nothing on it except one actual 4-pack of toilet paper. You saw it. Oh, it was strapped to the center. That's an expensive load. I would have tarped that. If you get 1 roll of toilet paper, we get free truck wash. Nice. I love my company. No cameras. 3rd generation driver company. Paul Willard. Right. That's the way it should be. CBD oil use will drive you into a murderous rage. I don't know about that. Ride in a jet? But I just started here. Yeah. Well, they're doing that because they can't get the people to orientation easily. So they're sending their jet around and picking people up and flying them in. I'm like, how much does that cost versus the Greyhound? Because they said we can't get Greyhound tickets now. So they don't mind flying you in, but then they go gripe at the government about money. Dark Dar Jinx. I love to drive. I want to drive, but the FMCSA says no. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't risk it. Most people will blow that money on foolishness and will want more. That's true. That's the problem of giving that money out. What do I think about NFI? I will tell you, Cassius King Trucking worked there and did a video about them. So I've never worked there, but he has a video about NFI because he worked there at it. Oh, maybe he did Averett. Oh, well, that was Averett. I'm off. I guess it's the CBD that got to me. I know NFI runs in Lebanon, Indiana, that I know about that, and they're local there. So each one is kind of different, though, right? Depends where you are in the city. Each city, NFI does this, and they're more of a logistics type of company. I wonder if the government is going to tax the stimulus money. They didn't say what they're going to do with it. Kelly Patterson, Clackamas, Oregon, is probably at Fred Meyer, D.C., getting paper scrap to take to GP in Toledo, Oregon. That's not bad. At least we can get our toilet paper going, right? And get some more of that. Do something with it. It's funny, the only toilet paper that's available on the site now is recycled. So if they fly you down and don't make it an orientation, or they disqualify you and ask you to leave, are you walking back? I don't know. It didn't say what they do with that. A lot of companies, when they boot you out, just make you leave. So I don't know about what they do about that. I doubt they'll fly you back in the corporate jet to your house. They'll say, hey, you can just thumb at home. I'm a Super 10 basher, slowly though. I remember paying 98 cents a gallon for gas in Bay City in 98. Okay, that's not bad. It's going to be that here soon. Big Boy and Mookie's love child. Well, stop leaving iron skillet butt spray all over the shippers' bathrooms. That's true. And that, I think that too, that we've done part of this bathroom thing ourselves. You go in and look at a bathroom there and you're like, this is disgusting. That's no other business is like that. Only at a place where drivers go. And there's no reason for that. They're probably using that rickety propeller plane the Indians used in Major League. I don't think so. They had a picture of it. It's a nice jet. Said true will be in a national lockdown this Tuesday. Not so far. I haven't heard that. But more and more states, Indiana just locked down today. Illinois was already. Ohio, Michigan is. Hirschbach is flying these drivers in because they got a lot of new truck payments needing paid by those drivers. Well, they're the ones that said, look, we go through basically 2,000 drivers a year and we have 1,600 trucks. Every week they got a bunch of 50 trucks sitting around doing nothing. Will the borders close? Maybe drugs won't be getting into this country and people can get off of it. No, people will always find a way to get what they want. GP Transco does not have a jet. Well, Hirschbach's a little bit larger company. Our company's CEO has an older, small four-seater plane. And he's his own pilot, and he's been under maintenance a few months now. Or are you going to paint it with your colors? That would be great. Michigan went into lockdown 11 today, and as Ohio is going tonight. Yeah, and we're, I guess, officially tomorrow. Alexandria, okay, well, good. There's somebody that's been there. They're a pitiful excuse. The government doesn't have $2 trillion. The debt is $24 trillion, but yet they're going to shell it out. Well, they print it. They can just give it to you. Kansas City, Missouri is going on lockdown tonight. I bet there's no peanuts on that flight. That's probably true. It's all Hirschbach talk. Biggest concern right now is even though freight prices are good, trucking companies are running, customers not able to pay the trucking companies on time in 30 or 60 days. Oh, I never thought about that. I wouldn't haul any more freight for them. Maybe get half the money in advance. California still has a $1.50 tax on gas, so price is still going to be high. I'm sorry. Time to move out of there. 69 cents per gallon in 96. That's what I was paying in the 80s. John remembers, you don't remember any 15 cents a gallon gas? Really? I don't know about that. Maybe. All right, I'll take your word for it. But when is that, if you want to say that? Worked for NFI in 2001. Satellite made less money with them than any other company. It was written on all the company bathroom stalls that NFI stood for no income. Okay. We do bring it on ourselves. The jugs are everywhere. I know. This morning I saw a full human turd, not verified, in the middle of a parking space. Driver didn't even have the decency to put it in a grocery bag. Both borders are closed. Christina, what happens if we live in Indiana and leave our homes? What if we need food? You're allowed to go to food. He said, well, they're not arresting anybody, they said. You can go to a grocery store. You can get pet food. They said those stores are open. The vet is open. And other essential services are open. So you're allowed to do that. But they just want you to stay away from each other. And all non-essential stores are closed. So like, even though the mall's already closed, any other stores like that are closed. You can also go to fast food or any place as long as you pick the food up or go through the drive-thru. And if you can, they said, stay home as much as possible. They would really appreciate it. Glad I live in the backwoods of northern Pennsylvania. Stay safe. Yeah, you won't get it out there. Remember how they portrayed the future in the movie Demolition Man? I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Ooh, another movie I haven't seen. Lucky you, Subway's open. That's good. 20s or early 30s problem? Yeah, no doubt for that. So does the corporate jet flight include hookers? I doubt it. What have you heard about Pennsylvania Turnpike rest areas? They're starting to reopen some of the rest areas, but they haven't opened all of them yet. That's what Gracie thinks about that kind of thing. "13 of them are open, I guess, right now, and they're going to open more of them." That's what they were saying anyways. "California lawn service is considered essential." Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to get out there and mow the lawn. I believe Washington State is on lockdown today. They had more than a lot of states for a while. "The rest stops are closed, but they have a portage on in the lot, at least. We can hunt and raise our own meat. We're good." All right. "I'm just leaving home, South Georgia, and it was the first place that seemed normal, but they're not following suit with everything else. Planning to live stream tomorrow afternoon. Anybody interested in joining? Have a time that would work best." All right, we will have to be on after 2 p.m. Let me know. I'll be on the live stream. Because we're locked down. Oregon is in lockdown. All right. Every state is going by the wayside. And if people would just follow it, it would stop the spread of everything that's going on. For younger people, they seem to get over it. But for people that are older, people that have, immune problems or breathing problems and that, it can really give them a problem. So you don't want to carry it to somebody like that. That's why they're trying to get everybody to stay indoors. "My wife and I plan to donate our stimulus checks to charity, truck and pop-up. That's very nice of you. Our jobs are going on. We don't feel like we deserve it since we haven't missed any work." That's great. And then, believe me, there's some charity around you that can use it because there's a lot of people that are out of work right now. "Well, Bill, the cigar store was open today." They'll consider that probably part of food and leave that open. "As an owner of a small company, we're getting hit because shippers and receivers are not paying for loads. It's time to tell them, look, you got to pay or no more loads." I mean, because they want this stuff, they still have to pay for it. Gracie is meditating. Yeah, that's how you normally see her, with her eyes barely open. "The marijuana stores are essential." I did see that California said that the pot shops are going to be legit. The whole thing is BS. CNN is keeping an e-test scorecard on the screen like they used to do for the war. I don't believe this virus is any worse than a cold. It depends who you get it, who gets it. Some people do die from it. "Love to see me there, Fleet Nav Systems." Yeah, get a timeout and I'll be there. "Christina, you're high risk." Yeah, like my wife only has partial lung capacity and, takes breathing treatments and stuff. So if she got some kind of respiratory infection, it'd be a real problem for her. So I'm trying not to go out much so that I don't bring it back to her. So, have you ever used Georgia Overdrive? Yeah, of course. That's a way to get cruising down a hill. And now the trucks, the automatics, do it by themselves. They go into neutral as you go down the hill. "South Carolina Waffle House only has to-go meals and drinks." That's here too. Indiana has only been to-go basically for the whole last week. You have to pick stuff up. I was happy I went by Texas Roadhouse. I just happened to drive by there. And there was a long line of cars to get in and pick their food up. So I'm happy that people are still out supporting places. Go out to eat as much as you can. Have your food delivered or whatever, or picked up, so that businesses stay open. And at the end of this, they're still around. We don't want all these places to close. People work in there. "The barbecue trucker parking is one of the worst problems for drivers, with so many drivers having to wait a day or two to get unloaded. Where are they parking?" I don't know. There was a line that went way down the street of the picture that these people sent me. Alexandra is starting a YouTube channel. It's not really anything special, but it's something. All right, let's get it out there. What is the name of your channel? Or is it just right there? Is it different than your name, or is it just you? "My company can't seem to get me into another trainer's truck to finish my training. Would you recommend waiting for them to find a truck or look into another carrier? You're going to have to start over anyway. And this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem for a while because people either aren't going to want to do it or they're going to be squeamish about it. So you didn't pick a bad time. You just got into it at a bad time. But starting somewhere else, you may have the same kind of problem that you do here. I think this truck was around when gas was 15 cents a gallon. Right here. And I don't have any more information about that truck other than look at that sleeper on there, which I just love. But that truck may have been around when people were buying gas for 15 cents. Those rounded trailers with the side doors on them and stuff. Super classic. Just needs a little paint job and it'll be fine. I believe if a comet hits the world, Waffle House will still be open. That's good. Once they close, that's how you know that there's a real problem, once the Waffle House closes. 30-minute break, Trucker Hershey at the Speedway in Knightstown. Lots usually half full. Loves and also both lots are almost empty. See, that's really disappointing. Coming back Friday night, I thought, going by the TA there at the 130 on I-65 in Indiana, I thought, man, this lot is usually full and there's not that many trucks in there. I noticed, I'm like, this is a real problem. Once there's no freight for a bunch of drivers, people aren't buying anything. The whole economy comes to a complete halt. Are people ready for maybe months and months of a check that may be half of what they're used to for a while? Is everybody ready for that? That could happen. We need to get everything picked back up. So if everybody will just stop getting sick, we can get this picked back up. Live stream is scheduled for 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, 3 p.m. tomorrow. All right, that's at Fleet Nav Systems. All right, we'll have to get onto that. They'll be right there on YouTube at 3 p.m. Let's all go over there tomorrow and check them out and say hello to them. They said everybody that comes on gets a coupon for free roller wieners, so that's going to be great. California's on lockdown. If you cough are out after 10 p.m., it's a $1,000 fine, and if you do it 3 times, it's an arrest for violating the emergency declaration. See, and I don't know if this is true. I haven't looked it up, but because of what the governor said earlier today, I almost believe it. He was super mad about the beaches being packed full of people. If you're caught out after 10, I mean, it's possible that he, because he said he didn't want to have to do that, but it may be. Kelly, the Walmart in Woodburn, Oregon is running off trucks for overnight parking. Normally you find a dozen trucks. It was about safety. They'd lock up and send people home. Planning to cover how to save money with Geotab. The one will be more for admins, but we'll take questions on anything after. All right. This one will be more for admins. Well, it won't be great, but that's all right. You can add a song in there. I'm glad all hazmat waste seems to be always made. They said they had to exempt garbage haulers too. They go, garbage trucks will still be able to pick up your garbage. Start calling your local municipality like I did. Your local development people put pressure on developers to allow parking when they build new factories. Every road that's built should have parking. Why is I-69, which is done from basically Bloomington all the way down to Evansville now, why isn't there parking on that road? They didn't build one parking place along that stretch. There should be 1,000 parking spots on that road, considering they just built it. There's not one spot. We'll be live streaming a full Geotab demo. All right. Put a few more videos on my YouTube channel yesterday. Wow, Bill, really? You're doing videos? That's awesome. I didn't know that. Translady vlogs. All right. We'll put that down too. I'll go check that out too. All right, we can go over there. You can do a live show. Why don't you do a live show on Wednesday then? We can all do live shows every day. I need to get carded at the fuel rack in Ardmore. How difficult is it? Any pointers from fuel hours? I need to get carded at the fuel rack. What is getting carded? I've never hauled fuel. So let's just say that. I have not hauled fuel other than what I put in my car. So I'm sure there's got to be a tanker or yanker here, as I say. My girlfriend named Faye wants to become a trucker in Qatar. Any tips? Jordan, I have no idea. How would you become a trucker over there? I don't know. Is she allowed to even become a trucker there? I'm serious about that. Spend money in the new industrial district for parking instead of fancy landscaping. Yeah, every industrial district they build ought to have one of the spots should be parking. For them to build an entire interstate like I-69 and not have any parking on it is ridiculous. You wrote an ELD song a while ago, looking for a place to use it. Yeah, the no better time than a live stream. I'm still working, driving a garbage truck. Teamsters Local 700. You're probably doing okay, right? Michael Watts, love the show. Oh, thank you very much. And I think you probably have a good job that is going to be in need, and you won't have any problem staying working. Christine, after the heist the other day with the load that was stolen full of toilet paper, I saw that. I don't blame them for wanting drivers to be safe. Yeah, and I said that on my blog a while ago. Lock your load. People are going to be stealing stuff out of your trucks. Everybody needs to get a padlock if your company doesn't give you one and lock the load up. And not one of the $4 padlocks. Go get a good lock and lock up that load. It's true, I have the ticket from CHP. They said me checking on my trucks was non-essential. Really? Huh. Well, he was pretty mad about it. More driver-related live streams to come soon. Yeah, the ones using it, right. In July, all truckers going to pay $5 a gallon for diesel. No money, no honey, no toilet paper. Well, Slick Rick, it depends who's paying for the fuel, right? because the more it is, the better off you go if you're getting a fuel surcharge, if you're getting good fuel mileage. At $5 a gallon and a truck that's very efficient, fuel should hardly cost you anything. Carded equals access to the tanker farm to load your tanker. I figured there's some kind of way to get in and out of the place that's carded. So what happens if your home state has a shelter in place and you're out driving? Correct. I actually thought about this. I wonder if you're over the road and they lock the whole country down and you're hauling a non-essential product, you have the problem of really being stuck away from your house, possibly for weeks, and maybe not hauling anything. It's something to really, really think about. Because somebody earlier was asking whether they should go home. Maybe. Because really consider if they actually lock the whole country down and say, okay, only essential traveling, you are not hauling something essential, you might not be allowed to travel, maybe for a couple weeks. It's a real consideration. It really is. I'd really be thinking about it. Norris Rump, I love it. This is so helpful. Thanks for what you do. Thank you for being here. We can't, I couldn't do this without everybody coming. So thank you for that. Finally today, the Arizona school you work for shut down. The drive test center shut down. Stay home and let's get this behind us. Love from Windsor, Ontario. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way it's going to work. Everybody stays in, then we can all get back out. Paul, enjoy the show. First time I've ever interacted. Yeah, get on there and get typing. And thanks for being here. That's how we get it going. John, late 50s during gas wars. I'm old. 15 cents. Okay. Look, I'll take it. 15 cents. That's a while ago, but yeah. And that was all leaded gas, which I remember. Contains lead. It's a good idea to try to find a trucking job now, or should I wait it out? Well, look, they need drivers. Depending on what you're doing, there are places begging for people. The Kroger place down there in Shelbyville. And on Craigslist, they cannot get enough people that are dying to get people. So trucking is always a great career to get into, including right now if you're doing the right thing, like hauling different shows. I'm thinking of Kenny Rogers because he just died over the last couple of days, but those kind of shows, maybe not. But right now, people can't get enough food. Toilet paper, gone. They can't get enough drivers to do it. So a load of JD equipment was stolen and truck and driver not found. Really? What is JD equipment? Is that just the company? That's terrible. Joseph Moyes, think positive and go for it. Yeah, always think positive. But yeah, there's no better time than right now to go do something if that's what you want to do. If it's something that you're interested in doing, go head out and go do it. Hey, you can call this place. Well, not if you're just getting started, but then after you call them after a year, right? Let's give them a call. Be sure to get a blue parrot as well. Oh, I got to move that. That's better. If you wear it, make it a parrot, right? Because always run legal with a blue parrot on. What else did I see here? I had this other thing here. Let's see. What did I get? Okay, so Roadrunner 694. Roadrunner 694, not bad. US Express 279. It's down 50%. It's down 50%. UPS, which I thought would have been up. I thought, UPS is going to be crazy. No. 92.37. So they're down a few dollars. Not as much as other places, but they're down as well. Oh, JD is John Deere. All right, so that's worth something. Al Johns, yeah, Kenny Rogers died over the weekend, if you didn't see that. He was 81. I didn't realize he was that old. And Dolly Parton, of course, came out immediately. Oh, if you have a Peterbilt, they're on recall. So 2015 to 2020, 365s, 389s, 567s, and 579s, some of them. They have some kind of battery cable that chafes and can cause a fire under the hood. So if you have a 15 to 20 of one of those models, check to see if your truck is under recall. You can call the dealer with the VIN number and see if it needs to go in and get a new battery cable put in it. Steel Horse has a letter that states I'm an essential employee. They sent it today. A lot of people have sent those to me for getting through roadblocks. Some of them say this is for use in a roadblock. That's a scary thought, that there would be roadblocks on the road, that companies are thinking, oh, there's going to be roadblocks where you're going to have to prove who you are. And that's what got me thinking about drivers on the road that are non-essential, like, tennis shoes or some other non-essential thing. That's what I just happened to think of then. You could be stuck somewhere and not be able to get back. And that is a real problem, Craig Cole, I got a Road King Bluetooth after my crash 2 years ago and love it. Well, we're going to recommend a Blue Parrot. But at least you're wearing something. Don't hold your phone. Never hold your phone. Checking out in the middle of a pandemic is by definition knowing when to fold them. That's true. Oh, Kenny Rogers, maybe he had it right. Yep. Dolly made you and your wife cry. I mean, she had a great, she talked about him. It was just great. Can I get a ding for Road King Bluetooth? No. It's for Blue Parrots. Because if you have to make it a parrot. You have to know when to hold him, and he knew when to fold him just at the right time. And he was not part of the pandemic. He just died of natural causes. Just bought a pre-made Subway sandwich at Love's. They have pre-made sandwiches at the Love's from Subway. Well, I guess it's all wrapped up and sitting there. Do they have to go get it for you? Christina, you really like Kenny Rogers when I was young. I always said I was going to marry him, but just a dream that never came true. Right. Did you have the poster on the wall too? Because I had posters, not of Kenny Rogers, but I had the Farrah poster, so we never married either. I'm liking my 2021 T680. Have you had any problems with it? I mean, how do you get a 2021 already? Boy, everybody's got a nice truck, and I got to drive some 2018 junk box around. Non-corona related, do you need a subscription to use Rand McNally GPS? Well, that's a good question. Is anybody using that? Dow's down over 600 today and down like 7,000 in 2 weeks. So not surprising. All stocks are down. Yeah. Time to buy, right? That $1,000 stimulus check, that is time to put it right in there. Stay corona free. Did you see the 60 minutes on self-driving trucks? I did. I did see the 60 minutes on self-driving trucks. Fascinating. I like how they had the seats in there, but yeah, very interesting. They're doing it that was in Arizona, dry roads and everything. They're working on it, but they have a ways to go because look, this Plus.ai, which I did a video about last week, that load of butter that supposedly drove itself across the country last year, it didn't. And they needed 4 people to drive the truck across the country. And they had several sections of it that were completely manual. There was no automated part of it at all. They're not quite ready for prime time yet. Not yet. Well, doggies, when the dealings are done. Yep. And they're done for him. My nephew is the general manager for Free Birds Burritos. And he has one of those essential worker letters. Burrito, I would agree with that. Burritos as big as your head there. Big country, I'm just now getting over bronchitis. I would not look forward to getting the coronavirus. You would be somebody who's at risk. You're already sick. So, exactly. ArcBest, the parent company of ABF Freight, is up 3%. That's good. I thought UPS would be up too, really, but it wasn't when I looked. Bobby's sewer cleaning service is great right now. People using paper towels in the sewer system. I heard about that. People are getting these wipes and towels and throwing them down the toilet. Don't do that. Okay, they don't go down the toilet. You'd rather be driving. After doing that, I'd rather be driving too. Christina did have a poster and went to 3 concerts in Evansville, including a Christmas concert. That's great. Those are good. I love Kenny Rogers, so I never got to see him in concert, but that's really good. Pretty bad when you see the sheriff holding their phone, Paul. Ironically, at least in Indiana, the police are exempt from that. Isn't that nice? Law enforcement is exempt because they may need to hold it, to do stuff, so they know better what to do, certainly. So they exempted them. Just got a Burger King near LaGrange. Things are looking good. We had Burger King yesterday, and I thought, I bet it's going to be super busy over there. It was not busy. I pulled right up to the drive-thru. Nobody there but me. The other thing about Burger King is I gave him the money. They put out a plastic bin. He held out a bin, put the money in the bin, and then he took the bin and took the money out with his gloves. So, and then put any change back in the bin and give it back out to you. So that's how they did my Burger King here. But I'm going there in a car. So that's how that worked yesterday. Impossible Whopper, of course. Very delicious. Recommend it. I thought Rand McNally was going out of business in the ELD space a year or 2 ago. Fleet Nav. I don't know. They do mapping and stuff, right? I still have my Farrah poster. Well, Bill. Oh, yeah. I don't have mine. Hung that up on the wall, though. I think everybody had one of those on the wall. Super great. Because I like Charlie's Angels. That's why I was a big fan. Are drivers going to be able to still get their DOT physicals if lockdowns happen? They said that they don't know about that. Indiana, if anybody watched it today, which was the governor super dry in his delivery, he needs to step it up. I don't know, he could have done a show or something anyhow. He said that at least the driver's licenses, everybody's license and plates are extended 60 days. So I don't know what they'll do about DOT physical. So I'm glad mine is not due until June of 2022. So I have almost a year and a half on mine. Hopefully we're over this by then. Rand McNally, GPS has free lifetime updates. Trucker Hershey says, okay. Fleet Nav, okay, new plan. We're the best audience. I appreciate that. Tomorrow's live stream will be for drivers. All right. We'll do a Q&A if we can get calling figured out between now and then. We'll take calls. All right. It's going to be a call-in. Good luck with that, and be ready with a bleep button. I'll get more info on the calls part later. Bruce Parquet. I didn't know if anybody would get that at all. And not many people did, I think. Paul's only been in the T680 for a week. Cummins engine package. All right, my favorite. For that kind of truck, my company has started putting trucks on the road with the mirrorless technology. Mirrors are still mounted until given okay to take them off. Darnell. Okay, what do you think about it with the screens? And eventually they are going to get that exemption. Your mirrors are going to disappear for sure. Slick Rick, I asked the cashier at Love's how many Wieners I have to buy to get one roll of toilet. Oh, how many was it? And did she appreciate that? Yesterday made a 4.5 pound burrito, took 4 tortillas and cost $68. That's a big burrito. Worth it. Worth every penny. Every penny of that. Who would ask for that? No subscription, a Steel Horse, free lifetime updates or maps if you can hook it up to Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. So that's one way to do it. Alexander, it's time for a Dirty 30 and the Fuel Island. Why not take it at a Fuel Island? I can't wait until a state trooper tries to give verbal and hand signals to a driverless truck to turn around at a scene of a highway accident. I don't know what they'll do. The thought is that in the future, way in the future, like way the Jetsons kind of future, when trucks do drive themselves, a number of scientists and that have really talked about this. All the infrastructure, all the police cars, everything will talk to everything else. That's the only way to make it work. It can't work with only cameras because it needs to know what to do. And a hand signal, it doesn't understand what to do. But what can happen is the officer can type into his car that all vehicles are turning around here or whatever, and it would be being broadcast. So all the autonomous vehicles will know to turn there. And that's how it will work. All the red lights, all the construction signs where it says left lane closed, they'll all have a radio and broadcast locally to all the vehicles coming up to them so they know what to do. That once that happens, then it works. It's simple. Just change every piece of infrastructure that we currently have and update it to the new technology. Easy. Why aren't cops required to wear Bluetooth? I don't know. I don't know why they don't wear it. It seems like it'd be easier because you'd have your hands free. Yours is due next month, Craig. I would call the place where they send you for your physical and see what they're doing. Because you want to get scheduled in because everybody that needs it right now is going to be pushed back as well, maybe. Most of the grocery stores and eating establishments are offering free delivery here in Texas. That is happening here in Lafayette. Most of the places have free delivery. So you can get almost every restaurant here delivered for nothing. Grocery, at least Meijer, they're still charging. I use Shipt, as you all know, but you can get Meijer delivered one time, $5. Glad I just got my DOT physical done before this hit. Now you're good for a year or two or 6 months, depending on what your problem is. Same as my name, only but is one word, good. Have a great week. Pulling into Loves in Ritzville, Washington. Done for the day. Paul, thanks for being here. Get some rest. And don't forget to get a helmet in there. They sell those. You said the governor's dry. You guys said Mike Pence, for goodness sake. Yeah, neither of them emote a lot. Let's put it that way. But Holcomb, I mean, the delivery was just yikes. Why didn't you report on the Werner driver arrested for making child porn? I didn't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. What are the best 3 companies for students? I'll try to get your license from the local truck school, and have the state paid for it. Have the state pay for it first. Still not 100% on the calls, and have to get that approved, I'm sure. We were looking at maybe having drivers let us know what they're seeing on this coronavirus stuff. Oh, that'd be interesting. You parked it. You're not a jerk about it. Oh, okay. You're not going to just sit in the island like some people do. Where it's some people have sent me a picture where it says 43 minutes or whatever on that thing. Dane County toilet paper was going for $100 a roll. Wow, this is a $100 roll of toilet paper. That'd be pretty awesome. I got a dozen of these, plus 26 other rolls. Remember episodes of Charlie's Angels when their assignment was to go to truck school and go undercover as drivers? No. I don't remember that episode, but I'm sure it was excellent because that was an excellent, well-written show performed by excellent actresses. That's why we watch it. At least you didn't say, move over, bacon, it's time for something leaner. Oh, that'd be great. But yeah, my kids don't know parquet or Topo Geo. Topo Geo. I don't remember that last one. Move over, bacon, it's time for something leaner. That's a good one, though. You know, I couldn't believe it wasn't butter on that, basically. I haven't driven a Darnell. I haven't driven one yet, but the drivers that have them hate them. They said more alarms, noise in the cab with those cameras. Yeah, that's the problem with new trucks. It's great to have a new truck. All the technology, super annoying. Our teams gripe about that all the time because the trucks just come with this stuff from the factory, and so some of them cover the speakers and stuff, the lane keep speakers and everything. You should be able to turn it off at least if you're teaming. Boeing is shutting down for 2 weeks. I saw that. Of course, nobody's flying. Laugh out loud, move over, bacon. It's time for something leaner. Yeah, I remember that one. Can't find you on YouTube, Wild Bill. Give us the stuff on the after the. Yeah, Wild Bill, let's get that channel. What is going on with that? Why can't we find you? Where are you? Where are you? Don't forget about this inspection blitz, which I made this thing, so I want to get it on there. About that road check. May 5 to 7, that's still going to go along. And here's another truck right here. Oh, right. This was sent in by an astute viewer. So there we go with that. How about that? A 9670 International. 1983. 9670. Remember, these things plying the roads of America. This one's hauling a hopper bottom trailer. It looks like some kind of grain hauler. So that's pretty good. And I appreciate you sending these type of truck pictures in to me here. There were a lot of these things on the road at one time. Not this time, but they used to be all over the place. Probably almost everybody that's been driving any length of time has driven one of those kind of trucks. Maverick, Swift, and maybe Night. Yeah, see, I don't know. Maverick's going to these cameras now. I'm not a huge fan of those. You know, just not a fan of it. Swift was okay. They don't have the driver-facing camera and no contract. They're paying extra on this, too. I mean, they're doing right by people on this kind of stuff. Why the crazy toilet paper hoarding? Coronavirus is respiratory. Who cramps out their... I agree. But the problem is everybody went to buy it, and then it's not available. And so then that puts other people in shock, like, oh, I can't get it. So you never know when it's going to be back in stock. As soon as it comes in, they put a pallet of it out, boom, it's gone. Just like that. It beeps if you get too close, right? If it makes noise if you go over the line or through a zone, and honks at you if you put on your blinker and a car's by you. So you've had lane keeping too. I don't have that on mine. That's even worse. And that wakes up your teammate when you're teaming. It isn't safe. They don't have any way to shut it off, and they think like, oh, that's safe, even though the person sleeping is being woke up. I can bring home the bacon because I'm a woman. I don't remember that as a commercial. What was that for? Cauliflower Cheesy from Ed Sullivan Show? Oh, that's, I don't remember that show. Also hear that KLLM is a good trucking school? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm looking to go with them. I don't like KLLM because of all this waiting time that's unpaid. And they get poor reviews. I recommend you just go look up their reviews online from a number of different sources. But waiting 4 hours to get $12 an hour, I'm just not a fan of. Places that have these long waits and that, not a huge fan. I saw you had the St. Christopher thing on the thumbnail. Are you doing another fundraiser? I just want people to remember, I'm not doing any kind of fundraiser for them, but you know, if people are getting these checks or whatever and want a place to go, I'm sure there are drivers that also need help. So you can always go to the St. Christopher Fund and give any money for them. That would be really great. So, because there's going to be people that don't do as good as everybody else does, always. Swift and Knight are the same company. Yeah, they're all one big happy family. Don't go to KLM. You know too many people who hated it. They don't get great reviews. The Volvo Alexandra has a train horn. So overdone, but I love it. So it's got this horn. Where did they put this? Because Volvos don't have the things on top of the truck, generally. And is it with the button on the steering wheel like they usually are? What's the best paying over-the-road company to drive for with excellent benefits? If only I could think of a good over-the-road company to drive for that has great benefits. There may be one out there that you may want to give a call to that has good benefits and is got good pay. Hate to see it, but went through Schneider training and had to drive for them for a year. The year goes by quick. Well, wherever you go, try to stay the year. Get you through your contract and then go somewhere else if you don't like it. I apparently need a new truck registration. Oh, well, can they even do that right now? And he said registrations. The governor said very dryly that registrations are postponed, so I don't know if that includes trucks. I assume so. Good trucking schools are Millis at Rail. I do like Millis. Still, they didn't change yet. I went through KLM. You go with them, get your CDL and move on. That's one way to do it. Did Night buy Swift or did Swift buy Night? Night bought Swift out. The blinker thing helps with the blind spots, but all the other stuff is BS. Yeah, the car has that too, but I only have it, set to vibrate the steering wheel. So I agree, and it has the light in the mirror. Does it do the same as the car, where you get a light in the mirror as well? New Spam is good. I like New Spam. My opinion, your better truck driver schools are associated through your local community college. And get the state to pay for it, especially now. Call the Department of Unemployment, if you can get through, and say, hey, this is the deal. A lot of them pay for it with grants and that you never have to pay back. We're on the topic of a good over-the-road company. You can come and work for Smith Transport. That is true. Get on the Walmart account right now. I bet they're busy. And they pay extra, right? So which will be the worst of two evils? KLM or CRST? Well, CRST because they force you to team. It's a teaming company. That's even worse. Is the merch on your videos a new feature? Never noticed it. No, that's been on there for quite some time. That integrates, this is the back end part, but that integrates with YouTube. I just have some t-shirts on there. It helps to support the website, basically. Not many of them get sold, and I don't really talk about them much. But, yeah, they're on there, and so there you go. That bill didn't pass this time because the GOP put bailout for businesses instead of the workers in need of poor people. Yeah, I don't know what the story was. They're going to pass one this week, believe me. They will get together and pass something this week, really. Started driving with Schneider in 2000. Went through their training. Lots of layovers with no layover pay. Isn't that great? Wonderful pay of 25 cents per mile on the Movers Mileage Guide. And they still do that at Schneider. They have not upgraded to Practical Miles for some reason. I don't know why. Schneider's one of the holdouts on that. Practical Miles, please. Local community colleges are awesome. They train you for months, not 4 weeks like these baby trucker mills. I will say I went to truck school for a little less than 3 weeks, really 13 days when I went to truck school at Professional Truck Driver Training School outside of Chicago. And because Thursday, you went the first 2 full weeks, Monday through Friday. Then the third week you went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday you tested at the DMV. And if you failed, Friday was a makeup day. I think only one person failed, though. Most of us graduated on Thursday and went to work on Monday without any further training. I didn't have a trainer. I went to work locally in a local job. So that's why I'm always up in the air about how much training people need. I think it depends on the person. Beyond the truck school, I didn't have any training. Best pay in companies like asking what's the best restaurant. You've got to know what's important to you and do your research. I got on guard and lane departure. That's more than enough noise for me. At least on my lane departure, I could turn it off on an 18 and it stays off until you restart the truck. On our 19s, we don't have any 20s yet. On the 19, when you turn it off, it comes back on in 10 minutes. Alexander, the horn in your truck is like a car horn. It's on the steering wheel. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Volvos, it's everything's steering wheel based. They don't have the thing to pull down. So when kids do the air horn thing, you can't do it because you don't have the air horn. They have to do this like this. If they're doing that, then they know. Look at the votes. Democrats are the ones that voted no, the votes. Diesel was $1.99 in Harrisburg last week. I wonder how that translates out to an owner-operator with IFTA and all that. They have to figure all that stuff in. Texas truck driver roundtable discussions. Are you ready for chaos? Oh, yeah, we're ready. They've been selling guns, bullets, and toilet paper. That's all you need, right? Another thumbs up for the tech school training. My school's driving instructors are all retired drivers, patient and knowledgeable. Jim's Auto. Yeah, because they don't have to push you through a lot of people in just a few weeks. So they can get more time with the people that need it. The other drivers that got their new truck say it's even more noise with the mirrorless camera. I'm sure it's going to be beeping and stuff. It's even more. And the thing is, the drivers are not allowed to turn that stuff off. Most companies disable the way to turn it off, which is super disappointing. Kid Cook, I just got in. JB Hunt is giving drivers $500 bonus as a thanks for driving through this crisis. That's really good of them. We give them a lot of grief, and then here they come through with this, where we hear other companies not doing it. So that should be really great. Everybody that works there should write in on their Qualcomm or whatever and thank them for that. Went to school. James Faust went to the School of Hard Knocks truck driving school. So you didn't even get to truck school. You had even less training than me. I got at least 13 days of training. So yeah. I went to professional truck driving school in Summit, Illinois. Oh, this was PTTS, and this was at 156th or 130th or so, and I-94. Well, Bill knows where it is up there. I don't think they're there anymore. My Volvo is just as awesome as it is annoying. I like them. They're super quiet, and I think they're set up nice inside. I went to Trainco in Stickney for 10 weeks. Oh, I've heard of Trainco. We went to the same school. You went to the one on the south side of Chicago. And when did you go there? Because that place was near Torrance. It was near the Ford plant, where they made Tauruses, which they make Explorers there now at that Ford plant. It was right down the street from that, over that steel bridge, and then down the frontage road. Forget the Corona. The real threat is automation. We're a long time though from trucks getting that, as we found out on my last video about Plus.ai that delivered the load of butter, parquet. I love that. I thought it was funny. Only 2 of you thought it was funny, but I did. They took them several teams of drivers to get that thing delivered. They got a long way before a load delivers itself. A long way. Alexander, I hate all the extra noises from the trucks. I may buy my own and have an engine and tranny overhauled. You could always do that if you want to do it. You wouldn't have to have all this stuff. But even if you bought a newer truck, as the owner, you should be able to have that stuff disabled, I think. All right, guys, we're headed out. Catch our live stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll have live chat, working on see if we can also get calls. Oh, that'd be good. Geotab, ELD, Q&A, either way. Oh, nice. That all rhyme too. That goes right with the song. 3 p.m. tomorrow on their YouTube channel. That should be a blast. We will see everybody on that one. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. You mean Ford Exploders? Oh, that's not nice. I never had one of those. They had a little tire issue for a little while. I'm getting my paycheck. I guess that's better than getting fired or laid off. A bonus would be nice. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying they don't have to pay a bonus, but it's good of them to pay it. That's what I'm saying. Thank them for giving you a bonus. They don't have to give you a bonus. They barely have to give you a job. So, absolutely. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you on there. Tranco was at Pershing Road in Cicero. So I know where that is. Pershing, 39th Street, right? Cicero, up there, I think, something like that. Yeah, we're down on the south side of Chicago because I was living in Calumet City, Illinois at the time. Christina, have you ever had an accident? No, I have not. I have not had an accident or a ticket. I have never had a ticket or an accident. Partly luck, certainly starting out. I'm a much safer driver now, but as a young person, right, a lot of it is luck, young. I'll just be honest about that. But no, I haven't. That's why I'm always curious and wonder how much training is right. You know, should we put people like at Prime where they have all these weeks and weeks of training? Is that necessary? It depends. Maybe it depends on the person. I don't know if it's necessary for everybody. We need to start a nationwide strike to bring back the rest areas and roller wieners. How are we supposed to sleep without a rest area, eat without roller wiener? We should strike for roller wieners. And that should be written on the truck. I'm striking so I can get my wiener. That's what we put in the truck. I want my wieners. And we all just drive around the loves. Where's black smoke wiener matters when you need them? Nowhere. That's what I'll say. James Faust is taken off. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. In 1980, I got my CDL driving a pickup and gooseneck trailer. If it qualifies, you can get it. Then rode 2 days with another Halliburton driver and was turned loose and started hauling loads of dry cement, weighing 140,000 pounds. See, so you didn't need any training and you were able to drive. So it just depends. I think it depends. Some of these really, really long trainings, I don't know if they're worth it or not. I don't know if it's worth it. No driver in truck, no pilot in airplane, no toilet paper in the bathroom. What next? No driver in the DOT car. The DOT car will inspect the truck by itself. They said they're already talking about that, is putting a sensor on the passenger side of the trucks that will transmit your information to a sensor before the scales. And not like now where it's got that overhead thing. It'll transmit all your log information, the registration, all that will be transmitted immediately. So they'll know how long you've been driving, when you had a break, all that stuff. And it will decide to pull you in or not through that thing. That is coming sooner than you think about it. Alexander, that's a rough area now. I'm picking up at 38th and Morgan. once I get to Chicagoland, back to the ghetto truck stop, I hope we get you $30 ready to park at that dump that you sent a picture of. Oh my gosh. How does that person walk around and collect money from people for parking it? They ought to give you $30 to park in there and a gun that you get to turn in the morning. The Loves at Prosser, Washington said roller dogs on Saturday. That's finally. Go and thank them for me. No wieners, no work. Oh, that would be great too. We also need a chant. Peterbilt 379 is here. Hello, what's going on down there today? Are you all locked down in Georgia? On strike till I get my wiener? DOT, laugh at that during my level 1 inspection. Exactly. What's your opinion on the self-driverless trucks? Has it changed or is it still the same? Oh, you got decades. They can't even figure out how to get butter across the country without 4 people driving the truck around. So it's a long way. If a rest area in your state is closed, I would call the state representative. I agree. Write to everybody, and that's got to get out on social media. The public, right now, the public's on our side for maybe the first time ever. The public would be horrified to know that, hey, you're out here trying to deliver their food, but you can't because you can't get any sleep. Tell people they won't get their food if you don't get any sleep. How are they supposed to have get any sleep like that? Come on. How are they supposed to have their pudding, right, if they don't eat their steaks? Why use a gun when you've got throwing knives? You're the only one with these. You need those there. The thing about the throwing knife is you got to go collect it out of the person after you use it on them. That's the only thing about it. You can't reload the throwing knife. They're going to shut everything down. Oh, so you're not closed yet in Georgia? Used to be a butcher. I'm more dangerous than a honey badger when I'm upset. We'll try not to upset you. Right. So I can imagine you're throwing knives like these huge knives. I heard from my dispatcher about the hours of service suspension again. He said when we haul medical supplies for Cardinal out of Georgia and South Carolina that we can ignore. Okay. So good. So they're going to let you go past on some of your loads because it's a required load. I would keep the bills from that. I personally would probably just make a copy and keep them. You never know when you'll have a problem. You saw an 80s model 359 with the square style headlights today going down the highway. Nice. The square style, which I consider the new style from the round ones. Those are the updated ones, right? The square ones. In early to mid 80s, they changed that law so you could have different sized headlights. Michael Cole, Pink Floyd. Yes, I heard they did something about that. George Wilson has taken off. Have a super week. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Fast Joe, if the throwing knife is icicles, you don't have to retrieve them. I always wondered about that too. If you go kill somebody with an icicle, I guess there's no weapon problem, right? You can just do whatever you want with them. Gracie's not too impressed. She said her weapons are retractable. Did everybody see that truck truck pileup again in Wyoming? 23 trucks. It snowed, and what happened? All the trucks crashed into each other again. What is going on? Why is everybody crashed into each other? 23 trucks. 80 was closed again for like almost a day. Well, they got all these trucks off the road. What is everybody doing? Can we leave some space? Maybe they need cars-only roads, or trucks have to be 55 out there or something. I don't know. As soon as they open the road, everybody crashes into everybody. Cam Scanner is a good app for clear scanning bills on a smartphone. Okay. You could just take a picture of it, but I would just keep a copy of them. Do any of the Schneider owner-ops have the Schneider logo on the door? Because I saw Schneider and not sure if it's a company driver or owner. I don't know what they require their owner-operators to put on. Usually lease to Schneider or something like that. Some of them may not do it. I used to keep a tire iron and an axe on my first truck. Wow. So you're coming out swinging an iron and an axe around. That's combat right there. You come out with that, everybody's going to leave you alone. That's serious. An axe. Zach Bell, Dallas is pretty much closed except for truck stops and essential workers. Fort Worth is following close. And no roller wieners at Love's, so you bring your own. Oh, will they heat your wiener up for you? You could ask them that. Give it to them, take them inside and say, here, it's wrapped, and could you heat this up for me? Because I see people taking their own food in there, so see if they'll do that. Following distance matters, yeah, but people don't follow it. As soon as they open the road and it snows, everybody crashes into everybody. And the police said again, everybody was going too fast and following too closely to everybody else. Can we not slow down a little bit on 80 out there before they do close it to trucks or something? Alexander, and a Jason Voorhees mask. That would make the whole, you come out of there with that. Oh my gosh. Who's going to step up to a swinging mace? Oh, that'd be good. You got to have a lot of power behind that. They get heavy. You talk to GP Transco and they do hire Georgia, but you have to have at least a year. You need a year, and I think it's like the northern half of Georgia or something like that. Yeah, it depends where you live, and you're out a little bit longer. That was a Columbo episode where the killer used a chunk of ice to bash someone's skull and made it look like he bumped his head in the pool. That's good. I only have one more question about that. When was that on? Just one more thing. Take your wiener in the loves and ask the nice lady at the counter if you can put your wiener in her buns. Of course. Can I use your buns for this? And heat it up. You want it heated up first. I collect weapons. I would love to own a mace on a chain. They're very dangerous. They probably sell it at the Loves with the armor. Go over to the armor section, the armor, which is amazing to say but true, that a truck stop has like an armored collection, and they might have it over there. My truck just had Schneider National on it, so they didn't have the road going down the side of it. Some truck stops won't even let you use the microwave. Well, you can always ask. Some of them have. I've seen people bring food in and they don't ask. They just put it in the microwave. Okay, Wayne, you're on Aiding Wyoming right now. What's the weather doing out there? Is it clear today? Trucking Journeys, you've seen a lot of GNP trucking trucks pull NFI trucking trailers. I guess they're pulling a bunch of NFI freight for now as well as their own. As long as they keep you busy. I never cared on the trailer. They're like, go pull this trailer. I'm like, whatever. As long as it pays me, I never cared what the trailer said necessarily. They say whenever whiteout conditions happen, you always see a FedEx truck in a ditch. There were 23 trucks ran into each other. Because 1% of accident, everybody ran into everybody. Columbo's the early 70s. Right, that's right. That was my one, I said one more thing. Last time I put a wiener and nobody got married. You're going to jump out swinging a 45. I'll tell you what, it's probably more, I'd be more concerned if somebody jumped out of the truck swinging an axe and a shovel. Or an axe and a tire iron at me. I'm like, this person's nuts. A gun, you're just like, oh, it's another driver with a gun. Be like, holy mackerel. I'm about to get axed to death. Western Distribution is the only trucking company I know that has an armor division. Look, that place is probably where you should go to work. Ironically, when you drive, I think you would like working there. You'd probably be one of the only people I'd recommend working there because they have 18-speed long-nosed Pete's and Kenworths at that place with wings on top rather than full sleepers, and that they exactly have the truck you want, and I think you'd be super happy there. They're super nice trucks. Only company trucks have the logo on them, so they don't care as long as you just put the name on the truck. I feel safer in that area than most 38 in Morgan. I don't know, but downtown was never a great area. Are there any Celadon trailers that still say Celadon? Yes. Somebody just sent me one fueling up the other day. So, an astute viewer, they're all over the place. I still get pictures constantly of these Celadon equipment all over the country, just left everywhere. Amanda Cooper, hello. Hello there. It's good to see you today. Looks like Natchez, Mississippi is the only place that ever has more toilet paper than money. That's going to be money here in the next few weeks. Al Johns carries a knife for cutting rope. I carry a knife too. I have a Bear Grylls survival knife that I carry with me, which is super sharp. It's made by Gerber. And on the back side, it's serrated and locks in place and can be opened with one hand. And I use it for cutting stuff too. But I'm not swinging an axe around. But yeah, you could use it for whatever. I think every driver should have a knife on them and a flashlight probably all the time. I love how they put this technology and stuff on the truck for safety, but can't include fog lights. Yes, that's true. Right, we have all this stuff too, and no fog lights. I'm like, why don't the trucks have or fog lights or deer bumpers or anything like that? Oh, well, that costs money. Okay, yeah, all right. Amanda got time to tune in today. I appreciate it. Alexander, I'd love to carry a chainsaw. I like to mess with folks. Well, it would kind of stink in the truck, though, with that fuel. I guess you could have an electric one. That would be then you need to come out with the mask. I love Natchez, Mississippi. You live by Memphis? Oh, you see them all the time. Is Conway Truckload the same as XBO, or did they sell out? You don't see Conway Truckload trailers that much anymore. I'm a fully trained swordsman. Oh, really? That way you could come out and... Do you have the full sword thing? Heated windshield wipers would be nice. I don't know why they don't have those. A lot of cars have them now. Why don't they have those? Amanda's going to drop in Indianapolis. At least you're still rolling. Some of the people that have been writing to me this week, are super busy, and then probably 25% of people don't have anything to do. They're being laid off or they're just sitting. So it's up and down. It's totally one-sided on one side, and nobody seems to be in the middle. That about the moose bumpers. Yeah, we need them, and we don't have them. Home Depot in Allentown, Pennsylvania has 4 of the sell-it-on trailers, and they're getting ready to sell them. They don't have any time. They can't keep them. Texas Trader, time to go to work. I know it is time for me to make my company some money, even in this time, certainly. But I do want to thank everybody for being here. Like Blue Parrot, of course. How about that? If you wear it, make it a parrot. GP Transco was here and in and out. Thank you for being here. If you need a good job, GP Transco, still roll-on orientations, 6 feet apart though. Okay. And don't forget to watch Jay also tomorrow at 8 p.m. after we watch Fleet Nav Systems. Jay's going to be on at 8 p.m. Central Time, and Fleet Nav is going to have a live show at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on their channel, so that is going to be a lot of fun too. I'll be over there tomorrow at the 3 p.m. one. That's going to be a blast. Celadon's one of the only mega carriers that ran this Lone Star. Yeah, that's correct. They put those in to try to get people on, and it worked for a little bit. An old wives tells that all people from Chicago carry knives and guns. Not true. You carry an ice pick. That's not as great of a weapon. That's not bad, though. I think I'm going to go to the next Love's truck stop and see and ask the lady if I can keep my wiener in her buns. That's going to go great. It's going to be. Look, if that's how they want to do it there, all you got to do is ask them. There's nothing wrong with heating up your own wiener at the Love's. Christina, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's good to see you on here. YRC in our area is Yellow, Roadway, and Conway. We have a lot of loads right now. Yes, Amanda, some people are super busy, and then some people, like one guy was in the entertainment industry. Boom, it just dried up like that, and they don't know when they're coming back to work. That's a real problem. Okay, Wayne, be well. Yeah, everybody at least be safe. And we don't have to really say wash your hands. I always think, why are people telling people to wash their hands? Are people not washing up? Like, because the whole aisle is empty of cleaning supplies. What were people doing before then? Is everybody living like a hoarder? I don't know what they're doing. The Barbecue Trucker, have a safe one. Thanks for the show. I appreciate it. Just made it to catch the end. Nick, I appreciate you coming in even at the end. That's better than not coming in. Great show. Like my YouTube channel, Al Johns. All right, I'll write that down. Stay safe. Thanks for the show, Alex. I appreciate it. Darnell, make your company some money. I'm done making my company money for the day. All right. GP Transco, thank you for everything. Thank you for being here and answering questions. It's very generous of you, believe me. And I appreciate you coming in just any time that you spend to answer drivers' questions. Alexander, awesome. Some of my favorite serial killers use a pickaxe. I cannot imagine you jumping out with a tire iron and axe. That'd be just great. I would love to see that. Trucks in Wyoming need more social distancing. Yeah, why aren't the trucks having physical distancing, which is what I'm calling it? Because people should be social. We can't go out and see each other. People need some more social interaction so we can stay connected. Have a safe weekend. Says GP Transco. I carry a cold steel broken skull knife. Oh, is that a good weapon, though? You want a weapon where your hand's not going to slip over the blade. You know, a real knife. So that's why I'm saying it. Carry a real knife so you don't get your hand cut up on the blade if we're going to use it. I mean, other than we're just cutting like hoses and stuff with it, though, I'm sure, right? I did have Trucker Hershey in as our Orlando Flyboy early, and Michael Muller wrote in, "Well, Bill, I had early today who fought it out with Misty, right? Christina was here, though. Trucking Journeys, thank you for being here. Oh, Big Huge Mike came in today. It's good to see you. And Christina, have you ever had an accident? Right there, I swear I went off with that. Alexandra, thanks for being here today. And you and your axe and throwing knives are always welcome. James Faust, thanks for coming in. Lucas Farber was here today. The Barbecue Trucker, I didn't know you'd been driving really that long. That's something. But thanks for being here. Slick Rick, I saw you there today. Darnell Rhodes, George Wilson, I appreciate you coming in today. I try to get everybody. I can never get to everybody here. Kay Wayne was here. Where am I here? Right. Brucey, which I love, right, was here. Craig Cole, Peterbilt 379 was here. Polaris Man 09, but I do have to get off. Michael Watts was here and make my company some money. Well, Bill came in, and otherwise they will gripe at me. So be safe this week, and I hope everybody's working. Let me know, are you working? Are you not working? What are we doing? You know, are we going back to work? I don't know. Hopefully soon we're going to go back to work, but I'm going to go into work right now. So thanks for being here, and we will be back next week and more videos this week. We'll see you soon.